Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. We're back.
Episode 100. You gotta make a big deal about it.
100.
Yes.
We did it. We're here. We did it. This is the last one.
We're alive in the Pontiac Silverdome. Episode 100.
I'm actually also tweeting out now that we're live. I've never done that before, so that's something new.
Yeah.
If you are watching, make sure you hit that like, share, all that fun, great stuff. Also, link below if you want to follow all of us on social media and the pages on social media. Let's get the housekeeping done first. Brian, what do you got to plug? Let's talk your stuff.
As always, projecthumanoid.com, Murder My Dude, Pedantic. The new Murder My Dude coming out on Sunday. We did a whole Pedantic about the year 1992 last week. I was also... kind of mostly about 1992.
I could write a book on Jack right now.
you certainly could.
And don't you dare yawn. I'm going to tell you right now, if you yawn...
it's like working with Vince. It's like working with Vince. No cigars, no yawning. What's sick, pal?
Put that cigarette out.
Put that out right now. And keeping it a little more toward the network, I was also on the latest Welcome Back, talking about comedy.
That was a really good episode. You guys did a great job. Some names weren't said, but we'll let it go. We'll let it slide.
Dice
was named. Greg Giraldo wasn't named, and neither was David Tell. I'm big fans of both of them. He did say Patrice O'Neill, which I was really happy.
They were on my draft board. I had too many at the end. I was like, I would have taken this guy. Like I have a lot of undrafted free agency.
There was some that were picked that I was like, really? That's some of your picks?
Comedy is very subjective.
It is very subjective. Sorry. But yeah, we want to also. This is our first time being live since before I left on vacation. I was gone for a little bit, but we want to say welcome back to the podcast. Welcome back. Just joining our network. Very, very glad to have them. Chris and Mario, really, really good dudes. They do huge pro wrestling fans as well. So definitely go show them some love. It's our first show that's on the network that's I don't have to control.
Yeah.
I don't have to do anything.
What day does it come out? They have
we're going to put the episodes on Mondays.
Okay.
Yeah. And we're going to start putting their backlog up too.
Mm-hmm.
So be on the lookout on our channel, on the IWP network. You can listen to it. But we really urge you to go and subscribe to their own personal feeds.
Get their own feed. Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to check out what we're doing. So on our podcast, we have the IWEP network feed where we upload every episode of every show on our thing, and it just kind of stays current.
But if you say you only want one show, now you can go subscribe to just that show.
Yeah, so if you just want to subscribe to Tornado Tag, you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
If you do subscribe, help us out with a 5-star review. It really, really helps out.
You don't have to write anything.
No, you can just say 5 stars, and it helps us get a little more eyes on it, and we're trying to grow and branch out. Same with Welcome Back, and same with ProjectHumanoid.com with Pedantic. And Murder My Dude.
Antic.
Yeah. And Murder
Pod
My Dude.
Antic.
Yeah.
And the mothership, Murder My Dude.
A mothership.
Yes.
Copyright. You make it first.
So we also want to thank our sponsors, Abaddon Tattoo Studio, a unique professional experience nestled in the small town of Pine Grove, Pennsylvania. They provide high quality tattoos and piercings in a relaxed, professional, and sterile environment. And then also
right on the main street in Pine Grove too. Very easy to get to.
Very, very easy to get
Parking's
to.
Very easy.
When are you getting tattooed by them?
I don't know. I've been kicking around ideas for tattoos, but I don't.
When's the last time you had a tattoo? You got one?
Yeah, Wonder Woman was my last one. That was about 4 or 5 years ago.
Tony, it may be too late to do this because I am in Studio B. Unfortunately, I would much rather be there with you two today.
Yeah.
I don't have the watermark above me. It might be too late for that though.
No, I got you.
Jeez. Watermark.
Good call, Brian.
Throw it in.
We need that Abaddon watermark.
There it is.
Okay.
There it is. Sorry.
That feels better.
I don't have I just got a brand new phone, so I didn't. I tried to log into Patreon on my phone, and I fucked it up. So I can't read off all the Patreon people. We did lose some people, but that's okay. So if you want to subscribe to the Patreon, it's $5 for episodes. Now the thing with the episodes now is it's not just exclusive to Patreon. You have like a week
for a limited time.
For a limited time, you have exclusive, but they will wind up being on the network. So
we're still supporting the show, and that's greatly appreciated.
That's pretty much the main thing. Is we're going to shout you out, give you some love, and say thank you for being Patreon people. So I won't do a shout out this time just because I didn't set up my new phone yet. It's been a very crazy week.
Oh, yeah,
I'm probably going to talk about it on one of the other podcasts, the vacation and everything.
I need a vacation if that helps.
Oh, it was a lot of. I felt like a wrestler.
Yeah, on the road,
all in the car the whole way. Just drove from state to state to state.
Making towns, baby.
Yeah, making the town.
I kind of liked it. I kind of liked it. Like going to a different town every night.
Yeah.
It was fun.
It is fun. It's like if only you could somehow subtract all the hours in between.
Yeah.
Like, you just get to this town. Oh, this is cool. And then just Now you're in the next town.
Yeah, there was that's kind of how our vacation was. It was like I was like, hey, can we go explore this? And like, we're on a time frame. Like,
Yeah.
you were here,
Yeah.
we're doing the one thing, and then we're out.
That's how it is with wrestling.
And I was like, that kind of sucks. I didn't get to see much.
You got to figure out like how far the next town is, and then what's your
And if you want to do anything
amount
cool,
of
you have to
time.
wake up at the ass crack of dawn to go do it.
and then how much time do you have in between? Like, okay, when this show ends and when we have to leave to go to the next one to get there in time, how much time do I have to sleep?
Yeah,
that's
And oh my god, and the simple things of like a shower. When you get in a certain shower in a hotel room, and the water pressure is equivalent of like an old man with cotton mouth spitting on you. It's like, geez, I'm gonna be here forever. This is never gonna get me clean. So that's always fun. And then I think the coolest thing we did is in Utah. It's either Utah or Colorado. They have it's like a giant. It's like the desert, but it's surrounded by mountains, and they call it the Valley of the Gods or the Gods of the Valley or something. And you literally just get a dirt road and just drive for like 15 miles through the desert. And just all these crazy rock formations and stuff. It was pretty wild.
Wow.
I was really, it was nuts just to be like in the desert.
Yeah.
And there's like wild cows and bulls.
Oh, wow.
And like all this crazy animals. Like it was like a African safari in Utah. And if I ever hear an argument again that we can't allow other people from this country to come in because there's no room for people.
Yeah, there's plenty of room.
Oh, there's a lot of room.
There's miles and like the ocean. Like you just look across land and there's nothing there. You can put people.
Oh yeah, there's plenty.
Yeah.
Even in Pennsylvania, like up northern Pennsylvania, there's miles and miles of forest.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying cut the forest.
Cut them all down. Fuck it.
There is so much room.
You always need boards for more rings.
Yeah. Because we took a highway one time from Punxsutawney. It was around that area down to like 80, and it was like 81 miles of nothing.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's mind blowing. And then there's a couple hunting cabins here and there. I was like, holy shit.
Like, and when even the most densely populated state in the U.S., which is New Jersey, has the Pine Barrens. You have like a lot of open land there.
Yeah, we even flying, it looks like a badly rendered video game where it doesn't even look like what's below you is real.
Yeah,
it's like that can't be real.
That's why they call it flyover country.
Yeah,
there's nothing there.
Yeah, there's literally like we can crash and you can probably survive that. Yeah, but it was a really fun trip. The whole time I'm in the car, I'm like, I feel like a wrestler. I feel like I'm on the road here, which I don't know if I'd mind it. Like I said, I was into it.
It depends. I guess after
so many days, you'd be like,
after a while,
you'd be like, you'd probably get over it. Yeah. But I had a really good time.
They always said Mid-South was the hardest because they would wrestle the show and sleep a little bit, or drive and then sleep.
Yeah.
Sometimes the next show would be 500 miles away.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They said Florida was nice. Florida could just you didn't get paid well, but you could just hang out on the beach.
Yeah, and all the towns were close.
Yeah.
The farthest trip in Florida, I believe, was 2 hours.
First time I ever seen the other side of the coast. I got
that. I've never seen it.
Yeah.
I haven't either. Farthest west I've ever gone is Tennessee.
Wow.
Yeah. Tennessee.
Tennessee.
A little Murder My Dude call back there. But yeah, it was a fun vacation. I'm making excuses why I can't give people shout outs this episode. So I do apologize. But like I said, you can subscribe to the Patreon. I think what we're gonna start doing is we have a lot of Patreon content. So Monday is gonna be the brand new episodes of Welcome Back. Tuesday, I'm gonna put out a Patreon episode. Wednesday, I'm going to put out a Wednesday or Thursday. I'm going to put out a Patreon episode just so because I think the way we're looking is we record every Friday and we're always doing one show. So we're going to do the show and then immediately following, we're going to do the Patreon. And we're going to take that Patreon and just put it later on in the week. Once we get caught up, you will be, once the old Patreon is through, every month we'll have episode. And we'll have 2 episodes a month. Always guaranteed because you're going to get the episode and the Patreon.
Okay.
So then we'll do it that way. Yeah, got to see some cool like cryptid stuff.
Yeah, that's
like
cool.
Learning about some cryptid. We were actually
more fuel for that.
Kind of close to Skinwalker Ranch.
Okay, I don't know where that.
That's like the creepy ranch that everyone talks about. And then the one bar we went to was called Tommy Knockers. Oh. Yeah, which is kind of like another leprechaun type deal.
Yeah, like a little mine.
Skywalker Ranch is something completely different.
Yeah, Skywalker Ranch.
Ranch.
I mean, maybe we're close to that.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's too. We gotta get back.
Lunch Lady Lance hanging out with us tonight. Thank you, Rhonda, for hanging out. We'll be talking about you in a moment here because we're going to talk. This episode, we're going to talk about Double or Nothing 2021,
which is in 2 days.
We're doing
this on Friday, and Dynamite is actually on right now, and it'll be Sunday.
That's right. Dynamite now is on Thursdays.
No. It just moved for this Friday.
Just for this Friday?
Yeah, the NBA playoffs. I think it might be. I don't know if it's just this week or there might be another one. This is why, by the way, AEW is moving to TBS because right now they got preempted on Wednesday because of the NBA playoffs, and it might happen one more time. And starting next season, the NHL is going to be on TNT, and their big game of the week is on Wednesday.
Yeah,
so
I think it's a better move to go to TBS, to be honest.
It's in slightly more households. It's actually in about 1 million more households.
No, how about that? It's kind of more of a lateral route move. Like, if people, as long as people know, like, oh, I gotta watch TBS now. But it's still fairly new to the point where it's like, it's not like, oh, Raw's on USA.
I think most DVRs will just remember AEW, and you won't have to.
If you can, so a lot of people. I don't think it'd be as hard as if it was like 1997.
And they're getting another show, right?
Yeah, which is what's it called?
Yeah, that one. I forget what it's called, but
it's an hour long. I know that they asked him to do 3-hour Dynamite, and Tony Khan said no. Yeah, because he knows a 3-hour show. Yes, it's hard to watch every week. So they said, well, I'll take the 3rd hour, but I'll put it on Friday nights at 10. So that
Rampage. It'll be Rampage.
And they're saying it's supposed to be equal to Dynamite. It's not like a dark. It's not like job matches.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is when Dynamite is on tonight. It's on tonight at 10. So in
about
45 minutes.
How about that?
So we are going to miss that. So if anything cool happens and you guys are watching along us, and when Dynamite turns on, put them in the chat. We'll talk about it. I am behind a little bit on Dynamite. I haven't watched 2 weeks in a row because of traveling.
The thing I'm really excited for, is that we're also going to see a four TNT specials a year. So almost like a Clash of the Champions. Or like they'll do these big theme shows a little every now and then. They did like Winter is Coming when Omega won the title.
Yeah, Blood and Guts.
I have a feeling they're going to be like the 4 specials a year.
That'd be fun.
So some fun stuff coming down the pipeline.
Yeah, and they're still going to be on TNT.
Yeah,
the 4 specials.
And then
I think Rampage is going to be on TNT.
We're going to talk Camp Leapfrog Heavyweights, which is what happened a couple weeks ago. We'll talk about it. And then we're going to cover what's going on a little bit in some news. And then some Dark Side of the Ring stuff. And then also there's a lot of independent wrestling news.
Yes, the indies are picking back up.
Especially
everyone's getting their vaccine. A lot of places are going to be open up fully soon or not already.
That was a very interesting thing with traveling too. Is some states are like, listen, they're like, if like Vegas is like, if you're fully vaccinated, we don't care. You don't need your mask. If California was like,
Utah didn't care before you were vaccinated.
Oh, I don't think Utah ever cared.
Utah, I walked in the gas station with my mask on. The guy's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I was like, "What?"
Pulls out a 6-shooter.
He's like, "You take that goddamn thing off."
Sorry.
Except when you're in the reservation lands.
Well, because the Native Americans can their rules.
Yeah, which was kind of dope. Like, you had to they literally had a person who stood out the door at the gas station, and they're like, mask on, temperature check.
Wow.
And they literally no public bathrooms. If like no fountain sodas, all that stuff was tarped off, and you would just get your shit and get out. And they're just like,
a lot of those indigenous tribes did get really hit hard by COVID-19.
Yeah, so they were just like they didn't fuck around. They're like, wear your shit.
Yeah, it's weird how some people are.
It was very. I will say it was very comforting to travel the country being fully vaccinated.
Yeah.
I was just like, thank you. That was
go get your shot. Nothing bad will happen.
Yeah, and listen, the whole time I had 5G. It was great.
There you go.
Yeah, I never lost service. I just put it up to my arm.
In the middle of the desert.
Yeah, it was great.
I'm connected to my own Wi-Fi right now.
Yeah, I don't even have an internet bill anymore. It just comes straight out of my arm.
Hey, I lost 20 pounds.
Yeah.
So there you go.
A lot of diarrhea.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get into the independent news. So some cool shows coming up. Actually, what is today's date? The 28th. In 2 more days. Is it we have 31 days this month or?
Yeah, there's 31 for May.
Yeah. So starting next month, beginning of the next month, which would be what, Tuesday?
Yes.
Monday or Tuesday?
Yes.
Tuesday's the 1st.
All restrictions are pretty much lifted.
Yeah, in Pennsylvania, all the inside occupancy restrictions.
They're talking about the 76ers, plugged in my hat here. If there is a game 5 in their series against the Washington Wizards, it will come back to Philadelphia, and it will be they've been doing 50% capacity for the first 2 games, 100% capacity if they do either when they come back for this series or when they play in the second round.
Well, a little shout out to the 76ers, which I would probably never do, but Joel Embiid with a little Shawn Michaels taunt after winning the game. He got down on the mat and he was doing.
And then Triple H retweeted him.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, he is a big Triple H fan. It's actually a Triple H thing. He has come out to Triple H's music. He has done the water spitting thing. He is a big Triple H fan.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I love when pro wrestling crosses over other sports.
Yeah. A lot of pro wrestling, Mortal Kombat 11. I'll talk about that more.
Yeah. Want to say this as well. Happy birthday to Jared. Thank you so much.
I was just going to say, who's Jared? And I was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
You met Jared at the show. Happy birthday, Jared. We love you, man. Good dude. If you guys listen to their podcasts, he's been on me with me and Alex's show a few times. But yeah, so 100% occupancy coming back. So a few people announced some shows. We already knew about Legends of Hamburg Fieldhouse is coming. But then the return of PPW.
Yeah, June 12th.
June 12th.
Broadheadsville.
Yes.
It's about 50 minutes for us, or east.
It's a little bit of a drive.
It's not too bad because I did the one show there recently, and it's basically a straight shot. You go out through Tamaqua and like South Tamaqua.
I'm just interested to see how much of the PPW locals will be able to.
Yeah, because it's not Hazleton. It's just kind of not far from Hazleton, but like
far enough.
Yeah, far enough where maybe they might not go. Anyway, David Richards on the show.
Yep.
Eric Redbeard,
Eric
Rowan, and the Ascension, which I don't know what their name is right now.
Yeah. The Ascension.
Yeah, the Ascension. I'm on the show.
You're on the poster.
Yeah, how about
Look at you on the poster.
He's on a poster.
Main events on the poster.
And then they're showing Reading.
Yes.
You look like you're in the Hall of Fame bracket.
I know. Poster not the best, but still cool that I'm on it. That's at the Riverside Beneficial. That's right behind where the Reading Phillies play.
Yeah, and it's who's the first block?
Mr. Ulala.
No, the Hall of Fame one.
Oh, Jay Bono.
I
have it right here.
Hall of Famer, Mr. Ulala, Andy Header.
Yeah, so I'm
JJ Dillon is the Hall of Famer.
JJ
Dillon.
Yeah. So I am not going in the Hall of Fame, but it's a pretty cool building. I used to do PPW there, and it is 1742 Pear Street, and the Pepsi plant used to be right in the corner.
Really?
And the Riverside was like diagonal to it. I'm like, how about that?
Yeah, I won't be able to do the Reading show. I don't want to say anything. I'm not announcing anything, but there may be something cool happening with PPW.
But anyway, so there's 2 shows on June 12th. I know June 5th, I'm doing a show in Berwick, and Enzo's going to be there.
Yeah, I'll definitely be at that one.
Yeah, PCWA. I
Skywalk
have pulled up right now. So the shows are open up slowly. I know a couple people asked me for shows, and
also on the PPW show, Richard Holiday from MLW.
Yes,
he former tag champion with MJF there.
Yeah, and he was at PPW before.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
PPW is gonna be interesting.
Yeah,
a lot of championships up in the air.
Yeah. Adina's gonna be there.
Yeah, Dina Steele, but I didn't see the facade build.
Yeah, I don't think he can make this show. I think he's a book.
Yeah. So it's going to be really interesting to see what they do with some championships.
Yeah,
I think the only 2 championships there that night is going to be Johnny and Isaac.
Well, Christina's there. Christina's the women's champion.
Is she on the bill?
Main event is on the bill. So they're your tag champions there.
Yeah,
well, there is no world champions. So all the champions, it seems like, will be there.
I wasn't sure if main event was gonna.
Main event is on the poster. So
are they?
And
good.
And there's quite a few other of the not to kind of blow up their spot, but I think this is an open secret. A lot of the House of Glory guys are a package deal. So on the poster, you have main event, you have Casey Navarro, you have Evander James. So quite a few of the main event people are.
Yeah. So you might see some new faces there. People cycling in.
I love House.
It's Alpha Junior.
Yeah, the former Manu, which when you weren't watching Raw, he was in a stable with Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, and who else? Ted DiBiase Jr. What was the name of them, Brian?
Legacy.
There we go. Yes.
It's like what, the 3rd generation?
Yeah. That was the gimmick.
Yeah.
And Sim Snuka for a minute too.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Sim Snuka.
After he was a 50s greaser, he was Sim Snuka, and then he didn't catch the Undertaker.
Yeah, and that was the end of him.
Yes.
Well, let's get that on the list. Let's go to let's switch gears here a little bit and go to Hamburg.
So
let's
I pull it up here.
Who is billed? Because this list has got
Legends of Hamburg, July 24th. Obviously, the Hamburg Fieldhouse in Hamburg, Pennsylvania.
Show and con.
Yeah,
and you can buy tickets for both.
Yeah. Now the show is 10 to 4. Well, I mean the con. So the convention is 10 to 4. And then there's going to take a little break.
Yeah.
And the show starts.
We will be presenting. We'll be at the con at our own table, possibly doing a live podcast at our table. You can come up and say hi. We will have 2 tables. It'll be our table and High Tension Wrestling Network table, which will also encompass Camp Leapfrog. So we'll all be kind of like a little team. We'll have three things at one table.
There'll be an Outbreak table because obviously that Outbreak show later that night.
Yep. So at our table, we already announced it. Andy Header will be joining us at our table.
Shirts,
I would hope so.
Shirts.
Yeah.
Brand new shirts for people. So
High Tension table will have Johnny Moran, and the Camp Leapfrog table will have the world famous CB.
Yeah, formerly known as Cheeseburger.
Formerly known as Cheeseburger. So we got some cool.
Yeah.
We don't got any Hall of Famers.
Wow.
We got some legends of the indie scene.
There we go.
Hell yeah.
All 3 Hall of Famers in our hearts.
Yeah.
You're fucking Hall of Famers in our hearts, baby. My heart's over here, but they're Hall of Famers in my heart.
And so, CB, how much gives one of the top trainers in this area right now, bar none, CB.
If you like Camp Leapfrog, he's probably 80% of the people trained were through Leapfrog for him.
So I got a list of a lot of the legends here. We got Dominic DeNucci, who I thought he was dead, to be honest.
So did I.
Tony Garea, one of my mom's favorites back in the day.
He actually is. They dug him up.
Johnny Rods.
The unpredictable.
This was newly announced. Steve Lombardi, better known as Brooklyn Brawler.
Our buddy.
I love the Brooklyn Brawler.
Cowboy
looks great for his
age.
He
does. Cowboy Bob Orton, referee Danny Davis. Dangerous Danny Davis. Larry Zbyszko. Well, you know.
That's pretty cool.
I don't know this guy. Help me out, Brian. Ken Jugan?
You may know him better as Lord Zoltan.
Oh, okay. So there you go. Lord. Now, they have him listed here. I was going to call him. It's Samu. So Samoan number 3, Samula. It's Samu from the Head Shrinkers. Gary Michael.
Is that
Alpha's? Is it Alpha Junior's dad?
Is he the one that was originally the Head Shrinkers and he left?
Samu was part. No, Fatu was the Head Shrinker that left. Rikishi.
Yeah.
Samu was the Head Shrinker that stayed with Barbarian when he came in as Sione.
Yeah. Who's the one that does a school in Allentown?
Samu.
Yeah. Okay, yes. He was the one that left the group because he had the whole gimmick was he ate bad fruit.
Yeah, bad fish.
Or bad fruit or bad fish when he left wrestling for a little bit.
So here we go. Back to the Gary Michael Capetto, best known for 90s WCW, early 90s. And Ring of Honor. He did do early Ring of Honor. I don't know this guy at all. Help me out, Brian. Davey O'Hannon?
I think he was an underneath guy for TV back when they would run WWF at the Fieldhouse.
Okay, then that makes sense to bring him in. I know this guy, though. Barry Horowitz.
Yes.
I have a Barry Horowitz t-shirt.
Really?
I got one in my crate. Yeah.
Who had a slight push. He beat Chris Candido skipped at the time at SummerSlam, I believe, 94.
You know who won't be there?
95, I believe.
95.
Buff Bagwell.
Yeah.
He's got
okay, thank you for going that way. I thought you were going to say something else.
He looks terrible. Kimono Wanalea, the one that danced at the top of the ECW arena. I can't wait to see what she looks like. Joe Gertner. Had to put that in there. Happy to see Joel Gertner there. Too Cold. Scorpio.
Very excited about that.
Too Cold. Scorpio. Look up that video. Jim Molyneux, the referee from ECW. Obviously, we said world famous CB will be there. The Godfather, Papa Shango, Kama the Supreme Fighting Machine.
Does he
the Good Father?
Who does he come as?
Probably Charles Wright.
Yeah, I would imagine.
You
I don't think he's going to be painting up his face. No.
Yeah, it'd be cool if he did. He does do autograph signings as Papa Shango.
Yeah, I know there was a thing in Vegas where him and the Boogeyman are like driving around on these little cars.
Yes,
I've always been a big fan. Any character he ever had, I was always a fan of. Even when he was Kama.
Yeah,
the Nation of Domination.
Nation.
Yeah, I was always a fan of him. I didn't know he was Papa Shango because I was a kid. I was like, that's not the same person. Like, 100% is.
They had the same tattoos.
Yeah, I went and I was a kid. I looked at the tattoos and I was like, oh, he has the same tattoos.
He's bald and he has hair that can't be the same.
Yeah, it can't be the same guy. Impossible. The other guy's clearly a skeleton face.
Former ECW main man Todd Gordon is going to be there.
Yes, the founder of ECW.
Yeah, the founder and also the founder of Pro Wrestling Unplugged, which was pretty hot for a hot minute and then it stopped. And then the Brooklyn Brawl was the newest one. I believe that might be it.
There's a lot more.
more.
Doink the Clown.
I don't think Doink is on. I seen art that a guy did. Did you see that?
I believe Doink is going to be there for not the whole day. I think it's 10 to 1. Ray Apollo, obviously not Matt Bourne.
Yeah, because Matt Bourne is no longer with us. There's a guy that does wrestling art. His name is James Gambino, and he does cool things that we like Doink with Ronald McDonald and the Camel Clutch.
Giving the Camel Clutch.
Sergeant Slaughter's giving the Cobra Clutch to Cobra Commander. It's stuff like that. He's Roddy Piper and Roddy Piper and Jason Momoa, Aquaman. He has them in them.
And with the Brooklyn Brawler there's actually going to be 2 Doinks.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, Daddy. Bill Alfonso.
Yes, the manager of champions.
I blow a whistle. I can't make it. Yes.
He's going to be there.
Bill Alfonso.
Bill Alfonso will be there.
I'm getting to autograph my whistle. I just got a whistle in my box, my ECW box.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. I didn't know. I was actually going to say, I kind of I hope Bill Alfonso's going to be there.
Daddy, Sabu. Woo, what's smoking here, Daddy? That's the best.
You've missed one of the big. You've missed one of the big ones. Andy.
I got him. I forgot.
Okay, here we go.
Marty Jannetty.
Not the big one I was thinking about.
Oh, I'm still going here as I scroll down here. Well, that guy's not appearing.
Well, Samu will be there. His son will be there.
Yeah,
I don't think he's going to be there. Vince McMahon Sr. They have on their
no, Samu's son will be there, though. Lance Hawaii.
Yeah,
and his brothers will be there. Alpha Jr. and LA Smooth.
Yep.
That's like going. Who am I missing here?
The Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart.
Oh, Jimmy Hart. I forgot Jimmy Hart. I believe Missy Hyatt backed out or couldn't.
Yeah, Missy Hyatt, and unfortunately, obviously, New Jack will not be there.
Passed away.
Yeah, New Jack was on the bill. And unfortunately cannot be there.
Somebody maybe Andy's going to be seeing later in the night. Cortez Castro will be there.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be there as well.
Jimmy Ray, formerly of Impact and Ring of Honor.
Yes. Did we say Larry? Yeah, Larry Zbyszko. So.
Speaking of Ring of Honor, the reigning TV champion, Tony Deppen, will be there.
Oh, yes, that's true.
Tony Deppen will be there. And I think soon-to-be reigning beer champion of School County, Tony Deppen.
Rockin' Robin?
Yeah, Rockin' Robin's going to be there.
Rockin' Robin's going to be there. Wow, that's so the early late 80s.
It's an impressive list for the first time ever doing this.
Yes,
Snitsky's going to be there.
Yes, Snitsky will be there.
Yeah,
I'm very impressed.
Jillian Hall.
Oh,
Jillian Hall, yeah.
Sandman, yeah. So
fresh from the Rumble, Jillian Hall.
Yeah, very impressive list. Everyone putting that together. Huge props to you guys. You guys are killing it. Very, very honored and excited to be a part of it.
Did we mention Cowboy? Yeah, we did mention Cowboy.
Yeah,
Cowboy Bob Burnett. It's going to be unbelievable. The Mess Brothers, everyone at Outbreak, and everyone who's putting that together.
And you never know who might be there I forgot about Jimmy
Hart.
Might show up. And who might show up on the show later.
Outbreak likes to sneak some people on the shows. We've been to one where the whole time Shane Douglas was supposed to be there, and he no-showed twice?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Enter Sandman played, and Sandman came out.
Yeah. So
you're trying to say that maybe Andy Header comes out later that night with Jimmy Hart in his corner.
Yeah. Oh my God, that'd be awesome.
Ooh. How cool would that be?
Yeah.
Who would you like? All right, so Jimmy Hart can't do your corner.
Okay.
But they'll tell you Bill Alfonso will.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'll take either one.
That's fine. I think I might actually like that a little bit better.
Andy,
Fonzie, just blow the whistle. Yeah, Daddy, you get in there. You beat him, Daddy. Blow the whistle.
What if Bill Alfonso is just like, he's like, I'm coming out of retirement, I'm going to manage Andy Header.
Fine.
Just join our podcast.
Of champions, yeah. But I still want him to wear the RVD and Sabu hat and shirt.
Yeah.
And then if you win the title, you can turn heel.
Yeah.
And he can talk about how it's your constitutional right to be counted out. Like he did with Cactus Jack.
But the Legends of Hamburg Fieldhouse show is, if you're in the area.
We still got a while. It's in July, so they're probably still announcing more people.
It's a must-go-to thing. This list, when they first announced this list, they had some heavy hitters, and it just has been growing.
Yeah. But at first, you're like, well, I don't know. That might be worth $10, $15. Now you're like, no, it's definitely worth $15.
There's at least 3 people on that list that is worth more than that. Like Jimmy Hart.
Well, to be clear, a lot of these people you're going to have to pay for the autograph or the picture as well.
Yeah,
but
like 15 gets you in the door.
Yeah, just to say to see you're in the same building as them.
And just look at them.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you don't have to buy an autograph. You could buy whatever merch they have. Or you just walk around.
Come watch Jimmy Hart set chairs up.
Yeah, and if you buy a Fan Fest or a combo ticket, there is a free. You do get a free photo op with Samu.
Oh, there you go.
That's a former WWF Tag Team Champion. That is not just some guy.
And a great trainer.
Samu. And an amazing trainer.
Just battled cancer or leukemia.
Yes, he did. Leukemia is cancer. And
one of them.
He is also one of, and with all due respect to the Harts, the Von Erichs, all of them, a member of the greatest wrestling family there is.
Oh yeah, the Samoan dynasty is nothing to be played with.
It is number one. It is number one.
Yeah, the reason Young Rock is doing very well is because of that Samoan dynasty. You know, not a bad name really came out of that list,
and it's gonna be cool. And then the show should be good later on.
Absolutely,
there's no matches announced yet.
Yeah,
so I'm sure as we get closer, they'll announce them.
It's gonna be exciting. Listen,
absolutely.
If it's Outbreak, I'm just happy Outbreak's back. Big Outbreak fan, obviously. Good to see you in the ring in an Outbreak capacity.
Yeah, and if you don't want to go to both, you don't have to. You just go to one or the other.
Anytime I get to see Ed House perform, I'm excited. I hope Ed House is going to be there. There's a lot of guys at the Outbreak roster.
8 matches, I would think. Maybe 9, maybe even 10.
Just excited to see the Mess Brothers again, see Jared again, see Ryan again. Just I don't know. It's just a good environment. I love everything they do there.
Yeah, and it's in the Hamburg Fieldhouse, which is the cool building.
It's beautiful.
It's history. You could be standing at the same spot where George Zahorian sold Hulk Hogan steroids. It is history.
Or out back where you change it.
Yeah.
The boys need their candies.
That's right. One time I seen Balls Mahoney bring a girl in the ring and lift up her shirt. at the
Really?
Fieldhouse. Yes. So there you go.
One time I seen Andy Header win the world champion.
There
world
we go. Yeah,
championship
I
there,
did.
Outbreak World
title.
Championship. That you could, and not only can you be the two-time world champion,
Good, yeah.
but you could be the first time. You could be a two-time world champion in the same. building.
Which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
How about that?
In that building.
Yeah, in that building.
I don't care what
ball building. I mean, that's cool.
I don't care what the promotion is.
Highlights.
You win a title in that building. That's a cool thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if you wrestle in that building, I put that on mute and that still came through.
That's all right.
Yeah, it's a cool building. Wrestling, it's a cool building. Like the lights and the old wooden chairs that are
The
uncomfortable,
bleachers.
but they're cool because it's the old wooden chairs they used in the 70s.
Yeah.
The bleachers.
It's a great venue. It's one of those places where like, oh my god, it's so hot in here, but you don't care.
Yeah. And there is that brew house, that 1787.
Yep,
right down the street. Yeah, there's.
I believe they're gonna have food trucks as well outside.
Yeah. So this is really gonna be something.
I'm excited for it.
It's local. I mean,
it
Hamburg,
is an event, as Gorilla Monsoon would say, it's a happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really, really excited to be a part of it, and to not just be a part of it, be part of it with some of my best friends in the business, and
who knows, whatever indie guys will be walking around,
or
whatever big stars might be. What you never know.
Yeah, anything is possible. It's just gonna be really fun. It might be one of those things where people aren't even booked in the show, but they just want to
hey,
just go to be a part
you
of
got
it.
something for me?
Yeah, just to be there.
But like if you're the people that run Outbreak, and then Jim Hart says, "Hey, Bear, I'll come on. I'll do anything on the show. I'm here. I'll do something." You're like, "Okay."
Yeah,
you know,
100%. Please do that. Yeah, I think my list of like people who I want to meet that day is like, because I'm not someone who like pays to be in line.
Yeah,
but Jimmy Hart is definitely on the list.
Probably meet a lot of people that day.
It's
gonna be a long day.
The rocker fan of me kind of wants a Marty.
There you go.
High five.
I have a very obscure one that maybe you two don't, and that's Capetto, because that was when I loved WCW, was when he was their main ring announcer.
I thought he was great, and then when I got into ROH, he was their ring announcer for the big shows, and I was like, this guy is great.
Yeah. Well, let's get into
and real quick. Sorry, way before that, he was the before he was in WCW, he was the house ring announcer for the Spectrum, because before Vince kind of nationalized everything, they had local promoters for different areas, and like Vince would obviously take control of Madison Square Garden, but in Philly and some of the other surrounding areas, I think even the Hamburg Fieldhouse, it was Monsoon, and Monsoon's ring announcer was Gary Michael Capetto for a long time.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, let's switch gears here a little bit, and let's talk Camp Leapfrog heavyweights. Awesome day.
This was the live on Facebook, right?
Yes.
This is a stressful day.
Yeah.
That was a stressful day. I was freaking
a little bit cooler out though.
The fuck
yes,
out.
it was. I still got sunburn, but it was a little bit. I forgot the back of my neck, and for the next couple of days, I was literally a redneck.
I got 8 hours of sun on the Saturday, and man, was I feeling the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a lot of sun. Even I was sitting in the shade there, I was like, too much sun today.
Yep. Soon as I showed up that day, I sprayed up. Like
a lot of people did.
Yeah, I was like, because I got sunburned last time I was there, and I wore a hoodie the whole day.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, I can't do that again.
I said something to Alex, I'm like, that guy's gonna be burnt because he's a honky.
Yeah, I'm very very proud of what was accomplished that day. Most of the equipment you're actually listening to this podcast on is how you watched Leapfrog that day.
Yes. And we'll hear the commentary.
Yeah, and hearing the commentary, it was terrifying, but I'm glad it all worked out. Everybody who's on that production team, once again, I'm very, very honored and proud to be a part of that team. We got it done. You're going to see another airing of this later on. Camper's Choice is just got released with the commentary, so you can hear the commentary debut of Edith and Sam Laterna.
Okay. Yeah.
And then you're going to go back and watch Heavyweights in a couple months or a couple weeks, and you can watch it for multiple camera angles.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
so when you first watched it was only hard cam
Yeah.
and commentary, and then when they re-release it, it's going to be with all the camera.
Now it'll be on
angles.
IWTV.
And
Yes.
and Phil Stamper and Saber Dorado did a hell of a job on.
Oh my God, they
commentary,
were
too.
unbelievable. I was sitting next to them, obviously running the board and listening in. They killed it. They absolutely killed it. Phil and Saber were unbelievable on commentary. They did a great job, and it was fun. It was fun to sit and listen to that. Yeah,
Phil's good. I'm not real familiar with Saber, but
Phil is a independent wrestling legend in my opinion, and he's just someone who anyone who takes 5 minutes out of their day to put over somebody in the independent scene is somebody I like. But if you ever go if you follow him on Facebook and his groups and stuff, like he'll make an entire calendar of every independent.
Yeah, I was gonna say he hasn't done it while because
Mhm.
it was my show, but like he'll do like on Thursday he'll put out what shows are for the weekend.
Yeah, and I mean that takes a lot of time. And
and
he does the whole almost a lot of the East Coast.
Yeah,
He's not just doing what's in his backyard. He's helping everybody out. And for someone who just does a podcast and tries my best and still doesn't get everything, he's on a whole nother level, and I'm very, very honored and happy I've met him and made acquaintance with him, because that is something that to take that time out of your day to put people over.
Yeah.
I love it, and he's just a good dude, and he's unbelievable on commentary. But if you want, go over and follow
The real Phil Spector?
well, not just that, but his on his Facebook group, real Facebook Wrestling Live.
Okay.
I believe it's called. Great Facebook page, and like I said, he does an amazing job putting all that information out for people to so you can go and support independent wrestling. So love that guy to death. But you have that card pulled up.
Yes, I do. So we started off with a 4-way tag team match. You had Tyrant, Grey Wolf, Raventhorn, and Warwolf Creed. Dan Champion and Rex Lawless, 2 of the big heavyweights there. You had the Big Bad Booty Daddies, our buddy Trajan Horn and Ron Voyage. And then you had the Boar and a mystery partner who turned out to be Chikara legend Tim Donst.
Oh, Tim Donst.
Mhm.
Tim
I like
Donst,
Tim
yeah.
Donst.
I want to do a quick shift of gears here because I forgot about this event because I was away, but you just reminded me of Big Dan Champion.
LVAC.
Oh, yeah.
The Mahoning Drive-In had a wrestling event at the drive-in, and from what I've been told, it went over really, really
I
well.
believe that's the second one they had.
Sold out both days.
Yeah, and they had movies, too. They showed, like, No Holds Barred, Beyond the Mat.
Yep.
Mr. Nanny.
Frogtown, I believe.
Orange Cassidy and Bryce were there.
Yes. On day 2.
On day
That's
2.
Saturday.
And from what I've been hearing, what I was told, everyone who was there had an absolute blast.
Cool.
It was a good event. Tons of Camp Leapfroggers were there, which is awesome. And I was unfortunately out of the state that day.
Out of the continent.
Really, really bummed I didn't get a chance to go. But everyone who I talked to who was like, "Yo, I'm going to this," because they seen it on the page, they all messaged me like, "Dude, this is absolutely awesome."
Cool. If you like Leapfrog, you will like LVAC.
Unfortunately, one of my favorites, Orange Cassidy, did not have a chance to meet him just yet. That unicorn has eluded me again. But the day it happened, my buddy Tyler Smar was actually sitting right behind Orange while they were watching the matches.
So cool.
Oh, wow.
Snapped a photo of Orange, and like he was literally like he could have touched Orange on the shoulder. And I said, and he goes, I took a picture of me wearing my freshly squeezed shirt. And there was in Vegas, there's a giant built New York Times, New York
big TV
screen.
Yeah.
And there was a bunch of people just standing there and didn't know they were really on it. And I kind of just walked up and just did like the thumbs up on the camera, and Heidi videotaped it. And I just kind of like looked at this one person, and she like looked at me, and I went like this, like a high five. And then I just kind of like touched her hand, and she had no idea what I was doing. Not a lot of huge wrestling. Like I thought people like, because I wore a wrestling shirt everywhere I went. That whole East Coast, like the West Coast, like no one really like.
I think wrestling is a little bigger on the East Coast.
I definitely felt it.
I think it always was. I mean, you did have your big towns like San Francisco was a big wrestling town, and Portland. But I mean, But not as big, and obviously we're PWG.
Now, do you know offhand, maybe from Tyler there, that if Chuck Taylor was at the drive-in?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Because I asked because I know that Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor were at the Sixers game together the next day.
Oh wow,
that's awesome.
They showed them on TV because TNT carried the game. So like, there's AEW's and Orange is kind of sitting there straight ahead, and Chuck Taylor does a little weak like thumbs up thing.
That's awesome.
They don't.
But they're both very big, especially Chuck. They're both very big Sixers fans.
I absolutely love. It's crazy because my hatred for Philadelphia and their sports teams, but Best Friends they're my favorite staple in wrestling. And now that they added Chris Statlander, I'm just and their music is fucking where is my mind. It's actually I changed my ringtone.
I liked his stock.
I love Where's better. My mind. I love it.
Let the hate flow through you.
Yeah. I don't think they should all come out.
Throw popcorn at Andy right now.
I think Orange Cassidy should come out that, and the rest should also have their own.
Yeah, music. Keep the other Best Friends thing for it says Best Friends in the music.
Yeah. And Chris Statlander should have her own music too.
Yeah, I'm I guess I love that stable.
I love that song, so I'm not going to complain too much.
But when he showed the photo of me in Vegas wearing my Orange Cassidy thing, he said the only thing Orange said to him was, "Vegas should have been here." I said, "I wish I was."
And one friend got his Orange Cassidy figure sign.
Really?
Yeah,
dude's fucking great. And another one that's just like CB, just everyone at Leapfrog, just he was part of their training process as well.
Yeah,
just
he was a elder statesman in Chikara. So
yeah, such a cool dude. I just root for that stable. I just think they're all cool, independent dudes. Every interview I've listened to them, they're just fucking awesome. Yeah. Anyway, let's get back to heavyweights.
So Ron Voyage and Trajan Horn, the Big Bad Booty Daddies, pick up the win there.
And holy shit! By the way, some fucking big ass spots from Trajan and Ron Voyage to the outside. That my camera equipment was gone for sure.
If you watch if you've seen the heavyweights, you'll notice that there was a heavyweight at ringside too. I was in the crowd for this.
Yes, you were.
I was right up.
Nice.
Had a front row seat to the action. Like,
how was your first time being at camp?
Oh, a lot of fun. Everybody was super nice. It was hectic getting everything off the ground, but once we got going, I'm sure someday. I think there should be like a Camp Leapfrog director's commentary on one of these at some point. We could tell the story of the cinder blocks in the Dungeons and Dragons book.
Yeah.
And a nest of some sort.
Yeah, when I put the stuff together, the cables I had that run from my hard cam to the laptop were too short, and I was like, I don't know what to do. I'm screwed. I'm fucking screwed. And so we looked around and we just found these cinder blocks, and we put cinder blocks up and put the laptop on top of it so it could reach. And they're like,
it still didn't reach.
And it still didn't reach. And then there was a second cinder block that had some type of creature living in it, and I was like, just leave that one alone. And then someone ran to their car.
It was Derek.
Yeah, and ran and got his Dungeons and Dragons book.
I see that. That's awesome.
And put the Dungeons and Dragon books there.
Indie wrestling at its
finest. But we got the job done. And immediately after that show, I ordered longer cables. So we were good to go for that.
And then there was some stuff we filmed after the show, some matches, and we were kind of waiting out a storm. It looked like any second the skies were going to open up, and I thought I was going to have to be the villain and take the camera while a match was in the middle of happening and run it back to Tony's car.
Yeah, I told Brian, I said, I don't care what anyone says. That camera leaves the second it starts raining. He's like, you got it.
It starts raining. Rain from ROH comes out.
Yeah, because
I'm sitting by Alex like I'm taking that camera for rain.
Because if any of our stuff breaks, you guys don't have video in this podcast. But it was stressful, but it was so much fun. But I always you don't realize how much fun Leapfrog is until you're actually there, and like now you get that badge of honor saying that you got to experience that, and everyone there is super chill and cool and
absolutely not a bad thing to say about the entire experience.
Now, as someone who's been a lifelong Chikara fan, how was it like to kind of have like a private showing of a Chikara show for the most part?
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. I knew he was going to love it because, like I said, he's the one who turned me on to it. He's like, I've been watching this forever. And then the Camp Leapfrog thing came, and he's like, oh, these people are all awesome. And then I was like, I can't wait for him to experience this. The hair blowing around. But all right, let's get to our next match.
Our next match, well, Abs comes out, the holder of the participation trophy. Oh, we forgot something very important before that first match.
Yes, we did.
That ring needed to be reinforced because these are the heavyweights.
Yes.
Oh.
And when you need something to get done at Camp Leapfrog, who do you call on?
You call Rhonda. She wears many hats at Leapfrog. She's the lunch lady. She's head of security sometimes. She
wins battle royals.
She wins battle royals. She's cleaning up after everybody and like, clean your fucking shit up. And that's not even that's a real thing. But she came in and she reinforced the ring.
Nice.
Just by sticking her wrench.
You have to reinforce it.
Yeah, she
like the whole world.
She took a wrench to the turnbuckles.
They put extra steel plates,
and she's not happy about it. Yeah. She was pissed.
Put extra girders and things like that.
Well, the best thing about heavyweights is when Frog Sport happened, even though he was eliminated early, he still stayed on camera and was doing a lot. And a lot of people were like, man, we need more Big Calix. He's just very entertaining, a very entertaining character, very fun to watch. Every time he has a time to shine where he speaks, it's normally making people laugh. And then everyone's like, man, we need more Calix. And sure enough, they're like, let's give Calix a heavyweight show. And it did not disappoint because every time he had a chance to talk, he's hilarious. Cool. He's a funny dude.
Absolutely. He was so much fun. He did a little thing in the opening. He has a thing in the middle here we'll go over. And then he did something. He had his featured match at the very end here.
I want to pull back the curtain a little bit, but not too much because I don't want to give too much away. But if you want to talk about
his credit card number.
Yeah. Honestly, one of the best character actors I've ever seen in the independent scene. Cool. Because who he is as Calix is a complete 180 of who he is outside that character. And like when he turns it on, it's so mind-blowing how different it is. Like he's still very funny.
Yeah.
But like it's just such a different character, and he just really, really embraces it, and he's so fucking good at what he does. I have a lot of love for Big Calix.
Definitely.
Big love for Big Calix.
So our second match here was the Super Libre Hardcore match. It kind of was impromptu.
Holy shit.
Abs came out. He is the holder of the participation trophy. Made the mistake of making an open challenge.
Oh boy.
And said he would even do it in a hardcore style.
Yes. And
I never know who might come out there.
And they always say if you knock too many times on the devil's door, he will answer.
Mm-hmm.
And he fucking answered.
Gage came out.
That would have been terrifying as well.
I would have left.
Yeah.
No, anyway. It was Big F and Vinny.
Oh, nice. I wrestled Vinny at Outbreak once.
Yeah.
Formerly Dominic Truex when you wrestled him. But yeah, Big F and Vinny was there.
What a nice guy. Very nice guy.
Talking about somebody who turns it on. Yeah, just the sweetest guy. And then the bell rings and he will wreck you.
Very mobile for a big man.
Very mobile.
Yeah. He did a 619, yeah.
Yes, he did. Gained didn't see much of him until Cap Leapfrog.
I know he was going through some injuries too, so that was a big thing.
But I'm a fan now.
Yeah.
If he's on a show, I will definitely go out of my way to see it.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Yeah.
I like him a lot. But yeah, and Abs did very well.
Hey, good.
Very, very much out of his comfort zone of style of matches he would do. But I will give props where it's due, and I thought Abs did a fantastic job in that style of match. With that,
he got punched right in the face.
Yes, he got punched in the face.
Power bombed on some chairs.
Yeah.
And
he used Abby Jane as a weapon.
And it was a good match. I thought it was a great way to show, just like in typical Camp Leapfrog fashion, where someone steps out of their comfort zone and does something that they're normally not going to do, and that's what Abs did. And he stepped into a style of match that's not his style. And I thought, even though he came up short here, I thought he had a very good showcasing and shown a little more pizzazz to his style and taking on a different style opponent.
And unfortunately, he is still the holder of the participation trophy.
Yes.
So then we had another singles match here. We had a more of a traditional, I would say, wrestling match. Travis Huckabee defeating Green Ant.
Oh wow, that's
what a match!
Good. Very good.
I think they went for 10 minutes and never let go of each other's hands.
Wow.
And just chain wrestled like that.
They certainly did.
Yeah, it was very good. And I think this is the first time Green Ant's been he hasn't been in action for a while.
Yeah, he had a little bit of a layoff, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he had a little bit of layoff and he came back and he looked good. Good dude. And it was good to see him. He actually was carried to the ring by Calix.
Oh wow.
That's right, yeah. They had to drop off an opponent.
Yeah, so he pretty much carried him to the ring because Travis has been calling him out for a while, and Calix gave him
cool.
And it was a good match. Green Ant's always somebody I want to see when it comes to Camp Leapfrog, and
I believe
totally.
he's the second Green Ant.
Yeah,
second or third, yeah.
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah.
The first one was Hot Sauce Tracy Williams.
Really?
It's in ROH right now. Yes.
Oh, cool.
The first one was the guy who Deppen beat for the ROH TV title.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So how about that? I think he might have to maybe get a new character soon. So
yeah,
but
the man behind the mask now, no, but he's very, very talented.
Yes,
yes, he is,
and he's a good dude. But yeah, that was a good match. I'm a big fan of Huckabee. Like Travis a lot. He's very entertaining. Has a great style, good look.
And it's interesting.
Throwback.
I was very much a throwback. I was such a big fan of that team with him and Matt Mikowski, but seems like they're kind of going in different directions, and that they're both going to be singles, and that's going to be very good too.
Yeah, can't go wrong with Mikowski doing anything.
No, you can't.
But go ahead.
So our next match, very impressive. I was very impressed with this match. You had Devantes against Max Zero, with Max Zero picking up the win.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Holy shit, Max Zero has flourished since he's taken that mask off.
He has.
I almost talked about something else, but no, we're gonna stick to what we're talking here. But
that didn't happen.
He is just unfucking believable. And so not only is this guy just handsome, but strong. Just pick Devantes up like he was a feather, and Devantes is not a small dude.
No.
They both went out there and put a fucking show on. And yeah, you can't go wrong with a Devantes match, and you definitely can't go wrong with a Max Zero match.
And that spine buster on the apron, brutal.
Yeah, he's not afraid to just put it on the line. Like Max is he's kind of he's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
If you get booked in a match with him, he'll be like, "Yeah, you can punch me right in my face." Like he's unstable, but in a great way.
A little behind the curtain, he was playing hurt too. So
yeah, he was not in great shape.
So went full on.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, not 100%, but you would never have noticed because he just goes 100%.
And we're not giving him anything here because when we had Devontae on, he said this too. Like they were guys who were fairly close together. Devontae was starting a little before Max, but they were people that were really Max was one of the guys that Devontae's really tried to look out for when everything happened with Chikara, and it's good to see them having that rapport and it shows in the ring too.
Yeah, they had a great match. I mean it. I say this every time, but it's just like when you're like, you know how every now and then it happens with even the AEW or WWE. There's that one match you're like, I could do without that.
Yeah.
And the last couple leapfrogs that we've been saying, like, there's not a bad match. And spoiler alert, I'm gonna say this one. There's not a match I would take off this card. Yeah, not a match I would take off this card at all. They were all unbelievable, and this one definitely really shined.
Mm-hmm. Well, this next one, it wasn't really.
And Devontae's picks up the win here. Right?
Oh, Devontae's got. I believe Max Zero got the win.
Max won.
Yeah, I have a lineup here. I don't have the results, but I'm pretty sure Max won.
You're right. Yeah, he did. Yes.
Yeah. I'm going off of memory, but I'm pretty sure I remember won all the matches.
Okay. I thought Devontae's won that for some reason.
And then we did have I wouldn't call this really much of a match. For reasons we won't discuss, didn't even see it until we watched it back later. We had a singles match here with Francis Wright against Hoodfoot. Again, Francis Wright made the mistake of calling out anybody, and he got Hoodfoot.
I wonder if he called out any cryptids. Yes.
Yeah. Another guy here, Hoodfoot, did not know much about.
I'm not familiar with Hoodfoot.
He came from Indiana.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a few people on this card who were more central.
Yeah, and that was the thing with the Green Ant match. Huckabee's opponent, I forget the name of the guy. He wasn't able to make it from Indiana, so that's why Green Ant was in there to replace him. But I forget who was. I think Green Ant may have supposed to have been in the maybe the trio. Oh no, I don't know. The Boars. I think there was supposed to be a different mystery partner for the Boar, but that's a little inside baseball.
Change, you know?
Yeah. Well, once again, here, kind of behind the scene is they just can't believe Frog does a great job of just calling audibles because the way they call an audible and someone comes in last minute and puts a match on, it doesn't look like they missed a beat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They do a fantastic job. But yeah, a lot of new faces here at Leapfrog, and Hoodfoot being one, and very entertaining.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we did have our singles match with Francis Wright and Hoodfoot. Not very quick. Hoodfoot wins in about a minute.
Yes. And Francis Wright, I think he has a conspiracy against sunblock because, oh boy, that guy was red.
He got a little burn.
Yeah. Yeah, he certainly did, and but he tried his best here, but Hoodfoot is a beast and a half, and it was not his night. It was not his night. And then Hoodfoot he wasn't done. He was going to call someone. The moral of the story for this night, by the way, is don't make impromptu challenges.
Yes.
Because Hoodfoot also called out anybody, and he got Darius Carter.
Oh, nice.
Darius, we did not make Darius happy on Twitter. Darius, a formal apology here from Tornado Tag Podcast. I put a video up saying, not many people can knock Darius on his ass, and we put a still shot of Darius kind of not looking great in the match, kind of getting beat up a little bit against Hoodfoot. Okay. And we want to make it very clear here. It was not Hoodfoot's night when he made a challenge because Darius Carter won the match. Mm-hmm. And
Hoodfoot won. That isn't bad.
Yeah, Hoodfoot won back-to-back matches, but Darius Carter, like I said, came in there from his leapfrog loss with the chip on his shoulder, and he went for a bigger opponent, went for a big guy here. Did not take an easy route. Did not pick up anyone. If anyone would have called anybody out, Darius stepped into a really, really tough opponent, and definitely won the match and showcased why he's one of the best in the independent scenes. Yeah,
it choked out Hoodfoot.
Yeah, put him to sleep.
Style.
Wow. Yeah,
and this was my favorite match of the show, and that's obviously subjective. But I thought these two put on an excellent performance.
They killed it. Yeah, I I'm still holding out hope that maybe one day we get the Mikowski and Darius rematch because boy, did they light fireworks off last time they went at it.
Oh yeah, yes they did.
Any one of these matches so far that we're talking about, or they all could have been main eventers. Like the close of the night, this is one of them. It was that good. It could have closed the show.
And with things opening up, if you see Darius Carter on a card at a show near you, you buy that ticket.
I
and
could
that goes
be
for
wrong.
most of these guys.
I've been watching when I watched the Dark Side of the Ring stuff. I watched the 2 and then it kind of like auto played another like Vice thing, and it was the Vice documentary where he went to Evolve.
Oh, wow.
And that's when Keith Lee, McIntyre, Darby Allin, the dude who's with the North, and now he just went to AEW.
Okay, yeah.
Ethan Page.
Oh, Ethan Page, yeah.
I could be wrong, but I could have sworn when they were backstage that Darius Carter was there.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. So he's been everywhere.
Not real familiar with him, to be honest.
He's awesome. Really very, very talented guy. And behind the curtains, he's a very sweet. He's a sweetheart. I love him to death. He's just a really good dude. But go ahead.
So then we had a little bit of I would call this Camp Lee Prague shenanigans. We were supposed to have a weenie weights tag match with some of the smaller, not quite heavyweight tag teams in Camp Lee Prague. Main event, our good buddies main event. Yoya and Janai Kai, Ryan Mooney and the world famous CB, and the Runway. But camp director, head of the commission, Dr. Ethan Wild, and his associate Johnny Moran came out.
We'd like to also thank Dr. Ethan Wild for coming on the show last episode and hanging out with us.
Yeah, very cool for Dr. Wild to come in and spend some time with us here, and we love Johnny Moran too, of course.
I love Johnny.
And so they come out and they don't want to have weenie weights on the heavyweights. But Big Calix comes in, he takes them both out, he throws a weenie into the crowd, and everybody's happy. But we are going to have an 8-person tag match. We're going to jumble up the teams again. So instead of 4 versus 4 versus 4, or 2 versus 2 versus 2 versus 2 like the beginning, we're going to have teammates against each other. The wild card match, if you remember those. So as it turned out, the team of Jay Lyon, Ryan Mooney, Tyler Klein, and Yoya defeated the team of Calvin Couture, Janai Kai, Midas Black, and the world famous CB.
Well, there was something
from each team.
Yes.
So all the teams were split.
Yep. Right. And there was a tweet that went out that said one of the mandatory rules of this heavyweights tournament was everyone had to wear crop tops.
Yes.
And the runway was very upset that no one else is abiding by this rules, and they made their opponents wear crop tops as well.
Oh, if only they could have got Stevie Richards in the blue meanie.
Yeah,
I don't think it would have been weenie weights, but crop top roll, no problem.
Stevie weights.
I believe Yoya's crop top was what cute AF.
I believe it was.
it was a pink crop top. It's like cute AF. That match as well. Just a big spot. There was like 2 or 3 big spots to the outside of the ring.
Yeah, some good stuff.
And
I saw Tony's life flash before his eyes in this match.
Almost had a heart attack because behind the curtain, if one of those wires gets touched, we lose camera feed.
Yeah.
And this whole show was a one-shot take.
Yeah.
If something messed up,
it's over.
Yeah, we can't edit.
Yeah.
And because it had to go out that night. And they did 2 spots and they were with inches from the table. And the table got bumped a little bit, and I was like, "Please God, just go away, go away." But nothing. Thankfully,
I'd like to watch it. That man sounds pretty good.
Yeah, that's gonna be one you're gonna. If you see multiple camera angles, you might see me turn translucent. I was so scared. But yeah, that match was unbelievable, and some of the spots they did. Yoya with the jumped over someone's back into a Canadian destroyer.
Oh, wow,
yes.
Yeah.
Yoya and CB, I believe.
Yeah, just unbelievable. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I believe CB took that image and that video and put it out saying, keep an eye on this kid. He's a good up and comer, and I'd like to, work with him on a one-on-one capacity, which I would love to see.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've seen Janai Kai's kick making its rounds too.
Oh yeah, she chops you up when she hits you with kicks. She throws those kicks, man. She's got like linebacker thighs. Like you could tell like her legs are strong. You do not want to take a kick from Janai. But yeah, another ones that really showcase themselves in frog sport now transitioning over heavyweights, and and once again, just showing why they're dominant and they're really good at what they do.
This was a weenie weight match.
Yeah.
Which hot dog Starks should be.
Yeah, he should have. Yeah.
I guess he couldn't make it.
Did not make it. Yeah.
Anyway,
but a very, very, very fun match nonetheless.
Yeah, very good match.
And then in our semi-main event of the evening, speaking of Frog Sport, we had a Frog Sport rules match. Matt Mikowski, the winner of the Frog Sport tournament, defeating the Deathmatch Kingpin Akira.
Oh, I'm not familiar with Akira at all.
Akira, I believe, showed up within days of having a deathmatch somewhere else.
Oh boy,
I believe so.
This dude looked like he just fought Freddy Krueger before he showed up.
Yeah.
His back was mangled.
His back was just crisscrossed with scars.
And I think it took like a small tap of his forehead to get him going.
Wow.
We actually thought Mikowski was bleeding, but it was actually blood from Akira on him.
It was right in front of me. It was just one little tap to the head. It's Matt Mikowski. A tap.
It wasn't a tap. It was
one little shot to the head.
It doesn't take much because he was already.
Yeah. But Akira is he's an animal. That guy. That guy is fun to watch. Scary. Yeah. I respect death matches, but I have a hard time watching them.
It's not for me.
Oh, and the reason I have a hard time watching them is because this may sound like the mark in me, but like I generally, even if I never met you, I really respect and love professional wrestling. I don't want to watch someone get cut or hurt or you know what I mean?
That's like, not being a mark, just being a good human. You just don't want to see people get hurt.
Like I watched. We'll get in the dark side of the ring, but I watched the Nick Gage.
Yeah,
one,
I didn't watch
and I was like, oh my God, please stop. Stop this. I know people are really into that style, and to each his own. Like it's like wrestling and music. There's just certain styles that work. But I like if someone told me like, hey, Eder's doing a death match, I would probably try to talk you out of it.
I don't think you would have to.
Yeah, there was one guy who was gonna do one. I think he even wanted to do a show or something. He asked me, he's like, hey, you want to do a death match? I go, no.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
That was it. There was no thoughts. Just no. The only way I would possibly do anything is if it was a feud in a big place and we'd make a lot of money, and it's still I wouldn't do nothing crazy like pizza cutters and like let's say barbed wire on ropes.
Pizza cutters and light tube, like with Dave Arquette, the Dave Arquette with the neck. Oh
that's
my
too much.
God!
Thumbtacks. That's it. Thumbtacks, barbed wire. That's it.
If you want as a prelude to the AEW show, if we're all meeting up, I do have on my my Fight TV account that match.
Oh, the David Arquette,
the David Arquette Nick Gage match. Yes, I do.
I don't know if I would. That's terrifying.
He's okay. David Arquette lived. He's still alive.
He did. Yeah, but it is like
somebody else got hurt a lot worse that night.
Wow.
Yeah.
Marco Stunt broke his leg. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. I don't remember hearing about that.
Yeah. Some of them like I don't like seeing deep cuts. I'll play Mortal Kombat and watch people rip, but that's fake.
Yeah,
like, I don't want to see real.
I just don't want to see.
It ain't for me.
Just because I know like the independent guys are doing everything they can to get to that next level.
But I tell people, it's like, I see what you're doing, but just think like the hospital bill is going to cost more than you're going to make.
Yeah,
is it worth it?
It's terrifying.
If it's worth it to you, then I guess do it.
Like I guess like I get it. Like people see a guy kind of cut or bleed in the match, and everyone's like, yeah, and like people like erupt like, yeah. But then in my head, I'm like, I was like, oh my God. Please don't be a bad cut. You know what I mean? Like like I said, I think Darby Allin's a great guy, but I have a hard time watching his matches.
I say you don't have to do that
because I'm like, the day's gonna come where he's gonna seriously get hurt, and I don't want to watch it.
You're at the dance. You don't have to do these crazy things anymore.
Yeah, they're like Jericho went through a crash pad and Darby Allin got thrown down concrete stairs.
No shit, I'd take the crash pad too.
I was like, I don't want to.
Which one got hurt?
Yeah, Jericho. Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, I don't know. Like I said, deathmatch is fun, but I have a hard time.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I have a hard time with it. Especially when they get to that point where it's like the Nick Gage stuff, where it's like like the glass tubes all around the world, and they're just soaked in blood.
Too much. It's too much.
Yeah. Well, Chris got cut his elbow being a referee.
Yeah, and one.
Yeah.
I know G Raver got hurt. I used to wrestle him in ACW way back in the day, and he got real cut bad, hit a main artery. I think he hit like 3 nerves or something in his hand. Well, he was on Jericho's podcast this week.
Yeah. Well, didn't Sabu cut his whole bicep open?
Yes.
Yeah.
Barbed wire match with Terry Funk, Born Rewire, and then Paulie said no more barbed wire matches.
Yeah. With that being said, I am still kind of excited to see Moxley and Nick Gage go at it again.
That would be, but that's gonna be a little bit more not as.
Do you think
crazy?
So?
I mean, it'll be crazy.
They'll do light tubes, and that'll probably be the worst thing.
Yeah,
but they know what they're doing. Like Arquette didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah. Arquette and Moxley, or no, okay, Moxley. I'd watch that too. Moxley and
Yeah.
Nick Gage will not be at the same level as like Nick Gage and a deathmatch guy.
Now,
because Moxley is smarter.
After seeing the I almost said Faces of Death, the dark side of the ring. It's close. Dark side of the ring of Nick Gage, and then now I understand why the Moxley coming out of the crowd to get Nick Gage's face is so because they have such a history together.
And he wants to wrestle him. So
yeah, dude, it's everyone's saying that, and this is crazy because I did not like him in WWE. I didn't like Dean Ambrose.
Was a little bland.
Yeah,
at the end.
But ever since he left that branding, and dude, he's, in my opinion, I think he's the most entertaining guy in professional wrestling right now.
Yeah, when do you tell when someone's enjoying what they're doing?
Yeah,
and when they're not.
Yeah, the fact that he's just like bouncing all over the place, and you have no idea where he's going to show up at a blood sport. He's going to show up at an independent show. He's not going to show up in Japan.
Yeah,
he's
and
show up
as a promoter, wouldn't you want 10 guys that are really enjoying what they're doing and having fun, rather than 10 guys that you can totally control, but you're just kind of going through the motions?
Dude,
like what would you rather?
This is not someone, like, I'm just throwing it out, but like Moxley can show up fucking anywhere because he has worked himself into a contract where he can work wherever he wants to work.
And he has a boss that understands.
Yeah, he can show up at any independent show. Like, if you have a big name there and he's a fan of working with you, he just might show the fuck up.
It's good for everybody.
Yeah, and it's
as long
awesome.
as he doesn't get hurt, you know.
Yeah.
You don't want to hurt, hurt
he's just, oh my god, I know Kenny's being touted right now as the best in the world, but Jesus Christ, like
Moxley was number 2 in the PWI.
Moxley is so entertaining.
Last year?
Yeah,
I think Moxley was 1, wasn't he?
Moxley won.
Oh, Moxley was 1
last
Kenny
year.
Was 2 or 3 years.
Yeah,
it was
but I'm
top
saying
5.
I just think Moxley has been the most entertaining guy since leaving WWE.
Yeah, there's a guy that did much better once he left WWE. Okay, let's get to we'll talk more AEW. Last match here.
Chio. I personally like Mox and Kingston.
Yes, I think they're tag. I hope they win tag titles, but I don't think they will, but I hope they do. But we'll get to that.
Thank you for hanging out tonight, bud.
Yeah, thanks, Gio.
So
our birthday today too. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Gio. And you know what? I put Phil Spence. Phil Spencer. Phil. That's a
might be Phil Spencer. Hey,
I went to
Phil Stamper.
I went to school with a kid named Phil Spencer. That's why I said that. Phil Stamper, as a legend when it comes to the independent scene and putting people over. Chio is definitely another one of those people who goes out of his way to make sure people know.
Talk to Chio about renting stuff for the show.
Yeah, Chio, I love you to death, man.
Yeah,
you are
about rent and sound and stuff.
You're unbelievable, and I have to pick your ear about some things because I'm getting into.
He'll be at Outbreak.
Yeah, I just need some advice on how to do some things.
But let's get this. Let's finish off the last match for
heavyweights. Yeah,
Max the Impaler defeats the host of the show, Big Calix.
How was this match? Wild,
fantastic.
It wasn't like crazy, but they did some fun stuff. There's a welcome to camp door. That Max just throws down on Big Callis. They throw it down so hard that it just busts.
Max is a presence.
Yeah.
The whole time matches are going on, Max is getting photos done, and it's like Mad Max.
Yeah, very post-apocalyptic.
The black mouth with the contacts.
A little bit Horizon Zero Dawn too.
Yeah, just a great look and very entertaining in the ring.
Wow.
They're very camera ready, very camera ready.
And they go over on Big Calix.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
He can't even win on his own show.
Tough.
When when it's anyone else, I would say sure. But when Max the Impaler gets in the ring, you better be prepared. And it was a match.
Cool.
There was a door that was thrown down so hard on Big Calix, it split over his body. Just threw it down and shattered the door.
Wow.
And they couldn't use it for the end of the door spot.
Well, they did. They just only used half of it.
Yeah, they only used half of it. And it was a match. It was a very I know we put the accolades of Max out, winning a lot of different championships and promotions where people who have previously held that title have gone on to do amazing things. And Max is someone to keep your eye on. If you don't know much about them, definitely keep an eye out and watch their stuff because and I hope there's more appearances of Camp Leapfrog from Max the Impaler.
And something very symbolic at the very end, Calix gave Max the strand of barbed wire.
Yeah.
That Calix had before.
Oh, okay. I was
almost like a not quite a hardcore title, but almost sort of similar to that. You would say.
Well, someone who looks like they came from the post-apocalyptic would just love them some barbed wire.
Barbed wire would come in handy.
Put it on your car, on your just
round your arm.
It was a fun match. Very fun match. Very entertaining.
and if you missed it, you can watch it on. It will be on IWTV.
It is still for free on Facebook.
Okay.
On their Facebook page.
The Camping Frog or the
heavyweight show. The heavyweight show, just the hard
it's
cam.
on the it's on Facebook.com/independent wrestling.
Oh, okay.
Yes. It's on the independent wrestling on Facebook. It's there's just the hard cam and commentaries there. But if you give it a couple weeks and you're subscribed to independent wrestling television, and if you're not subscribed, go do it.
Yeah.
They have a big show coming.
It's $10 a month, and everything on that network is really good.
Yeah.
You cannot find a bad show on there.
Plenty of independent wrestling.
And there's so many people that you're going to watch now that I'm telling you are going to be on other promotions. It's just going to happen. Just get ready for it.
Yeah, just what Andy was alluding to, not to cut you off there, is August 8th, IWTV 100.
Yes.
It will be the 100th defense of the IWTV title. Right now, the champion is Wheeler Yuta. Will Wheeler Yuta make it to
to August 8th? Away.
Yeah, and then the one match they did announce was Warhorse, the former IWTV champion, against the 2020 IWTV Independent Wrestler of the Year, John Wayne Murdoch.
Yeah,
is the one match announced.
My friend Matt will be doing referee duties on the show.
Really?
He told me 2 days ago.
And if there's any more of a reason why you should be an independent wrestling subscriber, their other former champions we just talked about earlier are in the same stable on AEW Best Friends, Chris Statlander and Orange Cassidy, both former IWTV champions. So it's a great service. It's $10 a month. You can go on there and watch all Camp Leapfrog. Everything is on there. And plus, even if you watched it live on Facebook, you will get an updated version that's more camera angles and
more showy.
Yeah. Because they do a live show to get it out there for the people that day.
Yeah.
But we go back and edit it and add more stuff.
And there's a lot of independent wrestling from all over the states.
Yeah. And another reason to subscribe, because I'm just throwing them at you, at the very end of this show, Phil and Dorado go up to make an announcement of some big news coming to Camp Leapfrog, and they're cut off by Big Dust and Killian McMurray.
Oh boy!
And Killian takes the mic, gives it to Dust. Dust does a little introduction. Killian takes it back, and he tells everyone, "Get ready, because Killian Vision is coming."
There we go.
Killian Vision.
Welcome to the Gooniverse.
Yeah, who knows what will happen?
Welcome to the Gooniverse.
Who knows?
So we're getting a WandaVision mix style up here with Killian. If you're not a fan of the Goons, you should probably stop watching wrestling because they are so entertaining.
Banned from this show.
You're banned. If you're not a fan of the Goons, there's the door. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Killian is a superstar when it comes to just everything. Like, you give him a mic, he's entertaining. And I don't know if you noticed, one of your former adversaries who took your title away, that retired,
Robbie,
is now back.
Yeah, that was at 1CW in Delaware.
Yes, he was retired by Killian. And he just recently made his return, and he's now a member of the Gooniverse.
Yeah, how about that?
So,
Miles,
will we see Robbie Radke at a future Camp Leapfrog, which is pretty exciting?
Yeah, possible.
Robbie cuts a good promo. When he came out at the Outbreak show, I was like, man, like that was one of the best independent promos I heard in a while at that time when he took the mic. He's very, very talented, and I'm not sure exactly the link. I could put it up later, but they just made Goons t-shirts.
Oh,
so
cool.
They just dropped them. I ordered 2 of them. I ordered it in 2 different colors. But you can go get Goon merchandise and get ready for Killian Vision and get ready for that show.
To be announced for the date.
Yeah, to be announced. We don't know when it's happening, but
it is.
I
believe they have said June, right? It will be in June.
Yeah, it's a June show. Yep, it'll definitely be in June. I just don't know. I don't know if the date was announced yet.
And if you go to the Camp Leapfrog YouTube page, somebody's on
high tension.
Yeah, high tension. Please,
you made
your
debut.
Yes,
actually, I think it's HTW Network now.
Okay, yes. So just type that. I've shared it. We've shared it on the page.
I like that. Save money on IWTV and pay for $100 for the whole year.
There you go. He saved
breaking news in the chat. There it is.
June 29th at 10 p.m. Killian
Vision. Wow. So there you go. June 29th, 10 p.m. IWTV.
Yeah.
Killian Vision. Anyway, go to the YouTube, type in High Tension Wrestling, subscribe, and watch.
How was your time at camp?
Great.
Is it like
a little too short? I want a little longer. I want a little more.
You want to showcase a little bit?
Give me an inch so I can take a mile.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was fun.
You got to go Isaac Roll?
I like wrestling outside too. Not when it's really hot though. I've done that before.
What has your environment been kind of seeing? Because you're kind of an older trained Chicago guy, and now seeing this younger generation kind of come up. Do you see differences, similarities?
I mean, Quack, not to mention him, but he would always say like he would show you like the arm drag, all the real fast lucha stuff.
Yeah,
so, like everyone kind of still has that. I mean, some of the characters are a little different,
mm-hmm.
and the style's a little. It was still the same but different, evolved with the times and stuff. I think overall the people are a little nicer. So
yeah,
not that everyone's a dick, but there were some, So
yeah, the environment of Camp Believe Frog is beautiful.
Yeah.
Everyone just honestly just
and it looks cool. I wish I could like get them in an actual campground, like a local one.
Yeah,
but they're probably weird.
One time, it'll happen soon. Once this pandemic thing really slows down,
think somebody knows somebody that has a camp.
I definitely can.
Like a part, like a picnic grove.
Yeah, I think what you're gonna get first, just speculating. I think you'd probably see a regular style show first, and then I think they would work their way up to getting
like a special,
like a campground spot. But anyone on the roster that day that really stood out?
Well, that when I was there, I really liked Love Dog. All people, I really liked his character, and I thought he was good in his match, and I liked the runway.
Yeah,
I mean, I've seen Main Event before.
I've
seen what else was on? We got all the shows mixed up, so I don't want to say anything that maybe I've seen that hasn't happened yet. Because I'm
runway always just they not just obviously live too, but even when you're just watching, they pop off the screen.
Yeah, I thought they had a good look, and I thought they worked good as a tag team. So I really like Love Dog and Runway stand out the most to me. Of all people. I mean, the people I've seen before. I've seen Erica Lee before, so I know she was good. I've seen Killian before, also I know he's good.
Yeah, Killian. I'm a huge Killian fan. The first time I seen Killian was a show you find you're defending your title at Outbreak. It was him versus Ace Austin.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And everyone's like, "Oh, Ace Austin is amazing," and he is.
Yeah.
But I left that show wanting more Killian.
Yeah, how about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you never know. That's why you should go to indie shows.
Yeah,
you never know who
you
see.
You never go wrong to be an indie
I really
show.
like that guy, and then like you kind of feel like you got a connection with him because then he gets somewhere and you're like, I knew him when I talked to him. I had him on Facebook.
Yeah,
that's just cool. Like imagine the '80s. Oh, I'm friends with Hulk Hogan on Facebook. Like like that would have been off if that existed. You know what I'm saying?
It's fun for me. Like I said, I'm still brand new to this whole world and like meeting people and I don't like I go up and just talk to people at the camp and I don't really know much. Like I didn't know much about World Famous CB just because I'm now opening my eyes up more to a different realm of wrestling and just meeting these people and then finding out later what they have accomplished. And I'm like, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
New Japan and tagged with Jushin Thunder Liger.
Yeah. So got to wrestle with Juice.
Yeah.
Like what?
And wrestled some of the big New Japan stars.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And then you see your friends, people at Camp Leaf Frog, like WrestleMania weekend getting title shots at AEW, like Willow and the
like,
main event.
Yeah, and some people you'll find you get along with better and you'll be friends with even outside of wrestling. Like a lot of people, you'll add them on Facebook or follow them on Twitter. Yeah. But there's some people that you make a connection with. You're actually more than just wrestling, and that's the people like, oh wow, I'd really like to wrestle. I like to wrestle.
There's people at Leapfrog that when I go now, I look forward to having conversation with. Like there's a lot. I mean, everyone there is really cool, but like I've had like legit conversations with some people, and it's not even on wrestling level. Yeah, just to have conversation.
You're like, oh, I really like that guy, and it could be camera guy, photo guy. It doesn't referee. It's not always a wrestler.
Yeah.
So I have lots of friends that are cameramen, wrestler or referees.
Yeah, it's just
backstage guys, it's bookers.
I know it's a cliche, and people always say it, but like how they say, like when you become this wrestling thing, you don't even have to be someone who steps in between the ropes. You could be a camera guy. You'd be someone who just brings a camera. You can bring the manager, referee,
doctor. Everyone knows
Dr. Frank.
Yeah, Dr. Frank.
But it is a family. Like once you get in that realm, like even though you're not someone who stepped between the ropes, you do get it's weird because someone comes like, oh, thank you so much. I'm like, I didn't do shit today.
Yeah.
They're like, no, if you didn't bring your camera, no one's gonna see what I did there. And it's like it just everyone's on the same playing field, and it's something me and Brian were talking about where. If like a guy like CB shows up or Darius who have done really cool things, or even yourself who's been around so long, they walk up to someone who's brand new or someone who's just videoing that day or someone who's just taking photography photos and they get treated like they're Ric Flair. Like everyone just is on, like everyone just sees each other on the same level. And it's a really cool experience.
Yeah. I wish every wrestling locker room was like that. I mean, it's something you go someplace and there's people that are just assholes or just they think highly of themselves, and but I didn't get that from anybody. I mean, there's people you get along better with than some people, but I mean, no one was mean, or an asshole. So.
But I said this year before too. You're fucking looking good, man.
Thank you. I am.
You've been really. I mean,
I will be. What's the word when you're not full of yourself? There's arrogant about it.
Yeah, but no, you've been putting behind the scenes here.
168.8 today.
You've been hitting the gym probably around the same time we started podcasting, maybe a little after, and you've been really trying to make a change. Like your diet, the way you work out, you're in the gym almost every single day, and it's showing, man.
Yeah.
Like you're right there for abs.
It's getting bookings. So
Yeah,
I desperately need new profile pictures.
Yeah,
promo pictures. I mean, so I will get them at PPW because I forgot his name too. Jeez, Frank's gonna be there. Yeah, Frank. I can't remember the name. Frank.
They're all Frank.
Yeah,
everybody's Frank.
Yeah, everyone Frank. So I that's gonna be cool when I get new profile pictures.
Yeah,
but thank you.
You look really good, man. Like
trying because people look. We gotta book that guy because he looks great.
Grandma said you're all looking good.
There we go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What did she say here? I'm friends with Annie Header, guy I grew up watching his matches in black and white.
back when it was me and what was his name? George Hackenschmidt.
Yeah. JoJo for pics. Yes, Chio's daughter JoJo is unbelievable at photos. She's very, very nice. I think I have a photo of me taking a photo of her.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh yeah.
Photo inception.
An Outbreak, right?
No, that was GSW.
GSW
show.
GSW. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, right by the ring.
Oh yeah, speaking of True Wrestling's coming back, they have a show in Berwick. I believe it's
and Chio does all the results. So where Phil will get you in the door to let you know the events are happening. Chio is going to be one of the guys there. Who's
he always he submits them to Pro Wrestling Illustrated as well.
Yes, which I'm a huge fan
of. He submits them as JoJo. But.
Dude, like I said, anyone in this business who takes 5 minutes out of their day to put somebody else over, I'm a fan of. And like I said, Chio, if there's a Mount Rushmore behind people who need to be more credit than they get, him and Phil and Chio are high on my list.
Plug this show, and then we'll move on to AEW. Saturday, July 31st in Berwick at the Salvation Army, which I've wrestled at before, is True Wrestling. It's called T3 Homecoming, and it's a tournament to crown a new champion.
Oh, okay.
So Adina Steele will be there, Bro Keller, Tommy Vex.
Adina, another one, hitting the gym hard. Looks fantastic.
Yeah, well, she's always in the gym.
But I mean, she's getting getting jacked.
So so that should be a good show. So go out and support True Wrestling on July 31st in Berwick.
Yeah, I'm pumped. I'm actually starting to admit now.
Shows are coming back, baby.
Looking ahead and be like, we're not recording on Saturdays because I want to go see shows. Yeah. Like I'm purposely
especially like for $20 or less.
I have a shit ton of people who want to record for interviews with everyday people. Like, but I was gonna say I'm gonna record every Saturday, but now like I haven't booked anyone yet for next month.
Okay.
And so if you are listening, it's not that I'm ignoring you. It's just I'm trying to find all my wrestling dates because I don't want to miss things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm getting to the point where I feel like I was recording too much.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm missing opportunities to network. Because it's one thing to sit here behind the microphone and record and get stuff done, but at some point in time you have to people only sharing your content are people who like the word of mouth can only go so far. You have to go out and do your work.
Yeah.
You know, and I can't do it always recording.
Yeah.
I got to go to shows. I got to meet people. I got to network and have more people on. And it's not sometimes
that's how people find out, because if you don't know, you can't find out until you know. Like it's like if you're not friends with anyone that's sharing that, then you're not going to see that.
Yeah,
but
and
it's
very hard, obviously, doing 5 as well too.
Yes,
you know, and sometimes I'm like, man, maybe if I should just cut 2 shows out and just focus on one. But I really enjoy the time I spend with everybody in all 5 shows. You know what I mean? Like even if the content's not great and people don't like it, I generally like having people here and talking and recording. So it's just tough. But the get Chio, 100% Chio's definitely going to be on the podcast.
Chio can call in.
Yeah, anytime Chio wants.
He can come here physically if he wants to.
I'm the pro wrestling secretary of human resources. I like it. I started the breakfast and yes, he's
I did not know that.
Please, Chio.
Breakfast and Body Slam podcast. So post a link in there, Chio.
Yeah, put your links up. We'll have people go follow it and check it out. And anytime you want to do a cross promotion, you want to come on here or vice versa, we'll set it up. We will be recording.
I don't know if he wrestled for years.
I never seen any footage of it. Like I was aware he wrestled. Yeah. We're going to be recording the day of the Hamburg Fieldhouse show too. So if you want to come over, we'll have a chair ready for you.
Sure hope.
Yeah. We'll have a chair ready for you if you want to come over and sit down and talk. I think the topic we're going to do that episode is going to be we're going to talk about the building.
Yeah.
We're going to do a research.
And whoever may wander over.
Yeah. If Jimmy wants to come over and sit down,
you never know.
God, would that be fucking awesome?
I'm just eating some beans and taters.
I just seen you
got beer cans.
You look like you have
bottles.
If you can put our table
next to Jimmy Hart, then the line goes right for your table. No one sees it all the time.
Yeah, Chio, if you have any power, being the human resources of the independent world, if you can put us Jimmy Hart on one side and
Marty Jannetty on the other,
Marty Jannetty on
my goodness,
I will love you forever. And
I'll try to think of the like craziest assembly of people you get, like Marty Jannetty, the Sandman,
Bill Alfonso,
and then directly looking like our tables are facing each other. If we set them up that way, we want Papa Shango,
Godfather,
the Godfather, Papa Shango, all looking
Who's throwing all
directly
the
at.
heavy hitters.
Yeah, just put us on death row right there. Listen, we'll have Moran, Andy, and CB. Like we belong there.
That's right.
That's
I'm not gonna wear a shirt the whole time.
Don't wear a shirt. Don't even wear a shirt.
Get people coming over.
Crop top it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wear 2 shirts.
I'll Stevie Richards one. Yeah. So what do you want to do?
I worked in 5 different companies. Hamburg was the first, and first was IWCCW. Cool.
Yeah. Started in '94. How about that?
Yeah. Definitely got to come on the show and tell us your story. I'm definitely interested in that. Where were we?
We were moving on to AEW.
Yeah, AEW Double or Nothing.
What are we at here?
What time was?
1:25.
Okay, we'll do that. And
let's get AEW done.
Double or Nothing this Sunday.
Yeah.
So we have as our opener here, this time for one night only, the American Dream, Cody Rhodes against Anthony Ogogo. Arn Anderson and Cody Rhodes' corner, the Factory and Anthony Ogogo's corner.
Ogogo a little green yet. Maybe he shouldn't be wrestling yet. But maybe
giving the guy a shot.
Maybe he can carry him to a good match.
Yeah.
The finish is not working for me. I understand he's a boxer, but what looks better? A knockout punch to the face or one to the gut?
Yeah.
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 And his name sucks.
It's a tough sell. This match is a tough sell for me. I'm sure Cody will do an amazing job.
Cody's stuff has not been.
This whole build up with him and
hitting it recently.
Him and what's his name?
Yeah.
QT.
The whole anti-America thing, but then everybody else in your group is from America.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Just strange. It's a strange build up.
Hopefully it's good. Maybe Cody can get a good match out. I don't know.
You know, Cody is someone I truly like. I like what he's doing. I like how he changed the wrestling business. And then sometimes I'm like, man, some of this Cody stuff is just too much for me.
It's a little long in the tooth.
And then I look back on it, I'm like, oh, that match with him and Brody was fantastic.
Yeah,
that match with him was fantastic.
Dustin.
All this, the build-ups maybe
when Cody and Darby matches were good. So
Yeah.
it's like Cody can have good matches, but sometimes the stories aren't so compelling.
Yeah.
And
well, a lot of it's just I want to like, I'm not saying in a negativity, but it's a rewash story that his dad did.
Yeah,
he's changing.
Yeah.
He's copying the homework.
And it's like it worked a lot better when it was Dusty versus Nikita Koloff, or not Nikita. What's his name? Brian
Nikita. Yeah.
Nikita. Yeah. But it's Dusty versus Nikita is a lot better than Cody versus Anthony Ogogo. Like, it's like the evil Russian or this guy who's from England who kind of doesn't like the United States, but not really.
Yeah. Chio says Cody over Gogo by Screwjob.
I would say Cody has to win, but I don't know.
Unless they're strapping a rocket to this Ogogo guy, and you want to beat Cody.
I say hope not. Gogo
it's like the middle of Rocky 2.
I say Gogo wins by Screwjob.
Yeah, I can see that. I say change that fucking last name. Remember Gross Catering?
Yeah, you know who I think shows up here, and I think we're gonna get him and Cody in a brawl, or like it's gonna be a build up. It's kind of like the Shaq thing. You know how Shaq disappeared.
Yeah. Oh, okay. And Shaq comes back.
I think somebody else who they hired. That
Charles Barkley.
No, they hired the guy and they haven't used him yet. And he also has a knockout punch for a finish.
Oh, hold that thought.
Paul White.
Oh,
Paul White. Hold that thought.
He's not showed up yet. Yeah,
He definitely didn't sign a contract. He didn't sign a contract not to wrestle.
I forgot Big Show was there.
All right, go ahead, John.
I'm gonna say I don't know. I think they might give it to a Go-Go, just because Cody can afford to lose. They might want to give this guy a big push. Next match is one of our tag team matches: Darby Allin and Sting taking on Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page.
I'm excited for this match.
And they are saying Sting's first, like
in-ring live match,
wrestling match,
because this is not a pre-tape. This is there will be a live crowd at Daly's place. It's the same place they've been doing Dynamite, but it is a live crowd at 100% capacity.
Yeah, we're live, pal.
I really like Scorpio.
Yeah.
I like Scorpio Sky a lot. And Page is really good too. I'm not saying I don't like Darby or Sting, but I'm really excited for their opponents.
It should be interesting to watch a match. And Sting can always tag out. So.
Yeah.
I
don't think they're...
Sorry. Go ahead. You're good.
This podcast is brought to you by Dell Computers. I see Ethan and Scorpio somehow getting the win.
I think it goes Darby and Sting.
Yeah, I don't think they have Sting lose quite yet, but then again, you're gonna have Darby take the fall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and maybe drive a wedge, and then maybe Darby starts to trend a little heely.
Yeah, Darby jumps Sting.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Don't do that yet.
Yeah. All right. So then our next match will be if I can scroll.
Chio thinks Sting takes the pin.
I can see that death drop on Scorpio.
Yeah.
That takes the pin or gets pinned.
Takes. Oh, I think
he means he.
Yeah.
Oh, takes the pin. Yeah, he means gets.
It gets pinned. So the next one is Page versus Cage. It's Hangman Page against Brian Cage.
I think Hangman has to win this one.
Yeah, Hangman gets his win back here.
This is a good match.
It should be good, yeah.
Because
Hangman's really good. When he came out,
and he was really good. Like in certain matches, he fucking can put it on.
When Hangman came out and was fighting everybody off on Dynamite, was it last week? God, Hangman looks great. Like you gotta start pushing this guy.
Hangman can be the face of your company.
Yeah, I mean maybe it's not time to take the title off Kenny yet, so I understand why they're kind of not.
I think they're keeping him busy because I think he is the guy that takes it off.
Yeah. So maybe in like 6 months.
Who did Gage go against in Lucha Underground and it went all over the place and they ended up
Gage?
Yeah.
He said Gage. Gage?
No, Cage.
Okay, Brian Cage?
Brian Cage.
We gotta say it because it's Christian Cage.
Was it Morrison or was it Ricochet when they like were on top of like that?
I think it was Ricochet.
That was a good match. I just remember
Prince Puma?
I think it was Prince Puma, yeah.
That's Ricochet,
yeah. I just remember that, like, I just really, because I was like, oh, this is gonna be another big guy who, like, in 15 minutes is gonna suck, and I was like, no, this guy's awesome.
Yeah. So I say Hangman.
Yeah, I go.
I think Hangman definitely gets the win back here.
I think it's funny they're using that FTW title, but it's never
forget
defended.
about it. Yeah,
it's never defended.
And then,
that, did you hear that another title might be coming back?
Oh yes, in NXT.
The $1 million title.
Oh, I hope. What's his name? Yeah. Cool. I've fallen so far off NXT that.
So basically, what
the champ is.
Basically what they've done. Oh, so you don't know the champions? There have been a few title changes.
Let me guess.
Go ahead.
Women's tag team champion. Absolutely no idea.
Okay.
Male tag team champion.
Changed.
The British guys.
No.
No,
I don't know.
MSK.
MSK, yes. MSK
okay, I'll say the girls. Are the girls? Raquel and what's her name?
Nope.
The girl. Ember and what's her?
Nope.
Ember and them lost it.
Oh.
Candice.
Shotzi.
The way.
Wow.
The way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Indian Candice.
Oh wow.
Andy
Good
Hartwell,
for them.
Yeah.
North American title. Does that even exist anymore?
Yes, it does. And there was a new champion.
I couldn't tell you if money was involved with the North American champion. Johnny Gargano?
He was. Yes. He recently lost.
Oh, he just lost it. Yeah.
Who I don't know who he's feuding with.
The big guy, right?
Bronson Reed. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Bronson Reed is the North American.
And then
champion.
What's his name? Is the world champion?
Karrion Kross. Yeah. He just beat Balor again. And then the title they may be bringing back is the $1 million title.
Oh, because I do like I've watched the stuff with $1 Million Man, and I think that's fantastic.
He was actually at the arena this past NXT, and he was talking about how he sees a lot of himself. He's trying to look for somebody to carry on the $1 million legacy. He wants to see something more out of Cameron Grimes, but then LA Knight interrupts and says he should be the rightful heir to the $1 million legacy.
Why?
And it looks like they're going to do LA Knight again. And it looks like they're turning Cameron Grimes babyface.
I love Cameron Grimes. I think he's so entertaining.
I think he's good.
Yeah.
And because they had LA Knight beat him up, and then Ted DiBiase walked out with LA Knight. So it looks like they might do some kind of thing with In Your House, because that's the next takeover.
Oh, I'll watch that.
With LA Knight against Cameron Grimes for the $1 million title.
You know, a lot of people shit on Eli Drake. I'm gonna call him that name because their name doesn't exist in my world. And
he's fantastic.
I think he's pretty good. I think his promos are good. He looks awesome. I mean,
the funny thing is, though, the funny thing is they always talk about how he sounds a lot like an accent like Stunning Steve Austin, and now he might become the $1 million champion.
He does. I think he's not as big, but he reminds me of like the way he is great on the mic.
So before we go back to AEW, because we're getting off topic.
Yeah.
Joe said about the Pope won the NWA TV title. Has a white strap. I have not seen it, but it sounds good. NWA has fallen so far. It's a shame.
Yeah.
Because once they got off YouTube, it was a bad move. I understand you're making a little bit of money, but who talks about NWA?
Yeah,
nobody.
It fell off.
Yeah. It's I don't know like who the champs are there either. I mean, Nick Aldis.
Chio put this up, but we'll talk at the end of the show here.
Yeah. Okay. And and I loved the NWA. Power was awesome, and now it's just like
it left with the question.
I mean, a lot of people left. I mean, unfortunately, he died.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a shame that where NWA was and where they are now. It's
they have this great stipulation that if Thunder Rosa loses, she has to stay.
Yeah.
It was whoever lost had to stay between Thunder Rosa and Camille, and it was a draw. It was a draw.
Both have to stay. Can you imagine? If I win, you have to stay here.
You can't do nothing for
where
it
it
anymore.
Sucks.
You're grounded.
Like why? Why?
And I think the main event of their next pay-per-view was the title match. I want to say I don't remember 100%. I think it's Nick Aldis and Trevor Murdoch is going to be the main event.
Okay.
All right, let's get to our next AEW. Yeah.
The next AEW match is the Casino Battle Royale. You have 20 announced people in the mystery wild card 21. Dustin Rhodes, Matt Sydal, Cole Cabana, Jungle Boy, Isaiah Cassidy, Mark Quinn, Evil Uno, Brian Pillman Jr., Penta El Zero Miedo, The Blade, QT Marshall, Matt Hardy, Preston Vance, Max Caster, Griff Garrison, Christian Cage, Powerhouse Hobbs, Lee Johnson, Nick Camarado, Anthony Bowens, and the Mystery 21st entrant.
So if Mystery 21 doesn't win, Christian Cage wins.
Yes.
Because I believe the winner of this gets a title shot.
Yes, later. They do. And yeah, it's Christian Cage, the Mystery Guy, and the tag division are in this match.
Yeah, and the AEW Dark.
That's what I'm saying. They only have one mystery.
Yeah.
Well, and I don't think it's that much of a mystery, if I'm going to be honest. I think it's fairly obvious, unless they have something up their sleeve who it is.
Who do you think?
But they've announced that there's going to be a special guest commentator for this match.
Oh, who's the commentator? And then I'll try because
Paul White.
The commentator is Paul White. Yeah, when I said hold on earlier, I'm pretty sure Paul White's going to get up. He's going to have his gear on, and he's going to go in and wrestle.
I could see that. Yeah. And then you got some Paul White versus Kenny. You can get a main event out of that.
Well, here's the thing. You have three. Besides Paul White, you have two other names that can show.
Joe.
Samoa Joe.
Is his non-compete over?
Huh?
It says non-compete. Oh, it was under an announcer deal.
I think
he's clean. I think he's clean. I think he can do whatever he wants. And the other one,
it's long shot, but Bryan Danielson. I don't know.
Bryan Danielson.
I don't think so. I wouldn't bet any money on that, but you never know.
There you go.
Yeah.
Andrade.
That could be.
Andrade shows up.
He's already wrestling Kenny for another title.
Yeah, at Triple Mania for the what's the title called?
The Triple M Mega Heavyweight title.
Yeah, yes.
What a great way to do a best of three.
It could be, yeah.
People want to see that match on American television too.
That's a good pick.
I would love to see that match. I am a big fan of Andrade.
Maybe it'll be tougher.
They dropped the ball so bad with him.
Oh, they did. They really did.
Someone said Selena Vega is about to get rehired, or
I know, and that's
she was at the Performance Center.
Yeah, she's a good manager. I'd hope she gets another shot. Yeah. Now that they're loosening up a little bit on that social media thing. But all right, the Battle Royal, very interesting. That 21 spot could be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
be a lot of fun.
I hope it's not a letdown where it's like,
yeah. What else we got?
We have the Stadium Stampede coming back. The Inner Circle against the Pinnacle.
I actually will probably, once this is over, I'm going to order the shirt because I have the winner / loser shirt. When I have the Inner Circle when they lost, but they actually
remember the loser one was $10 cheaper.
Yeah, I bought it, so I might be able to buy it again this year.
There we go.
I'm gonna start a Stadium Stampede collection, and just.
I think it would be good. I think it has to be not as funny as last year.
That's what they're saying. The rumors it's not going to be as comedy heavy.
Yeah, and more of them just brawling through the arena. And they're. Is it? I would assume it's going to be taped.
Gio's a good manager and prettier than.
There we go.
I think it may be a little bit like if we're going way back here, the Boiler Room Brawl with Mankind and the Undertaker.
I gotcha. Yeah.
In fact, on Pro Wrestling Scorecards, one of the things is match enters Daly's place, yes or no. I think they might tape some of the stadium stuff and then bring it in front of the live.
That would make sense. I could see that, and then it ends in the ring.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think the stipulation here is if the Inner Circle loses, they have to break up.
Yeah, which I can see that happening, and then Jericho gets a singles push.
You think it could break up?
Yeah, but there's still more fuel there. So, but I mean, what's is there a stipulation their way?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, then maybe not. Then maybe not. I don't know. I would.
Could the Inner Circle get a new member?
I don't. Oh, they don't really need one because Tully doesn't really count because he's old. So
no, I'm saying the Inner Circle because Tully's part of the Pinnacle.
Yeah, but I mean, they don't need anyone to.
Does someone come in as like the person?
I don't think.
You don't think so?
Maybe some old guy. I mean, I don't know. I don't really need
Barry Windham's not really in the best of shape.
Trying
to think of old horsemen.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah. What do you imagine?
maybe Nikita.
Yeah, Nikita's actually in good shape. And I could see Tony Khan bringing in Nikita.
Chios, I want to see Sammy G versus Starks. Yeah, that would be. Sammy Guevara is really growing on me.
And Ricky Starks was hurt his neck in that match.
Yeah.
And the only thing with Nikita's, I don't know with the whole. He's very devoutly religious, but then again, so is Tully. So maybe he would like working with Tully.
Yeah.
All right, our next match.
Our next match is for the TNT title: Lance Archer versus Miro.
I say Miro wins, and finally they're on the right track with Miro.
Yes, they are.
Have him just run through people, eventually get the world title shot, win the world.
How about coming out with gear that he already had, like
with the belt on it?
That
reminds me of like
Rude.
Rick Rude.
Yeah.
Miro, I love Miro.
I think finally, like this is what we should have got when the first day came.
I'm going to put over another podcast, but if I do it every episode, if you haven't listened to AEW or Unrestricted, you're messing up. It is a great wrestling podcast. Tony Schiavone and Aubrey do an amazing job on that podcast, and the one with Miro was really good.
Really?
Dude, some of the stuff that WWE wanted him to do was outrageous.
I can imagine. It was probably
So remember when the whole sex addict thing?
Oh yeah, they want him to have where he had a
erectile dysfunction, or he couldn't get it. He's like, he goes, "Are you trying?" Because I pretty much.
Are you trying to bury me?
Yeah, he said that he went to the one guy. He wouldn't say his name, but I said I went to one guy in the locker room because I wasn't allowed to go to Vince, and I told him I wasn't happy and I wanted out, and I wanted out way longer than before people thought.
Yeah.
And he said the second I left that locker room, it was already on the dirt sheets.
How about that?
Yep. He says, and he goes. So you're working for a company where you try to express your feelings, and the second you do, it's already all over and then people are saying that you're ungrateful, and he's like, I wasn't happy. I just fucking wasn't happy.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that are not happy.
Yeah.
Grab the brass ring, but then when you do, who might fire you like Billy Kay?
Yeah.
Yep.
Made the best out of the 30 seconds she was on TV.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. They just started a podcast.
Yeah, you were saying.
And it's really, really good. And they talked a lot about it. And they both said we're a package deal. Whatever company is going to hire one of us, they have to take both of us.
I think they'll eventually get a job. Obviously, AW can't take everyone, but
I can see AW grabbing them.
Yeah.
Because obviously her husband's already there.
Yeah,
so
you never know.
So I would love to see the Iconics.
I would like them to maybe make a trade and give Sean Spears for the Iconics.
Yeah.
He's managing them.
No, get him out of the company and then them two come in. I think everyone in the wrestling company would be happy with that.
Sean ain't that bad.
It's not that good either.
I'm sure he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's a nice guy.
I don't mind watching his matches.
I do.
All right, next match.
Our next match is for the tag team titles, and that would be Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston against the Young Bucks.
Is the TNT title staying the TNT title, or does it go to the TBS
Cody
title?
said yes.
I think because they're still doing the 4 specials on TNT and that Rampage show.
Yeah, and because the show on TBS is called Dynamite TNT.
Yeah, get it. Boom.
Yeah.
So I think, and just why
do we get a TBS title now? Like another title?
Oh, God, I hope not. If anything, I think they will do the 6-man belts eventually.
You know, it would be fun. And I know this is probably going to sound stupid, so I'm just brainstorming. I'm workshopping it as we talk. But I'm a huge soccer fan. So in soccer, you can get relegated or delegated. So if you play in the Champions League and your team sucks and loses every game, you get moved down to a lower bracket.
Okay.
And then there's a lower bracket that gets moved up to the top bracket. So if you win all your games and win that championship, then you move up and play the champions. So you can be a bum team who just works their way up the ladder and then plays in the champion league and goes play. It's like college football and pro football, but different. I think it'd be fun to have like a dark championship, like a championship up on dark.
Yeah.
And when you win and defend that title, that is your pass to then move to the main roster.
Okay.
Like that could be a chance for you to go up and like move up. Just putting it out there, just to give you a little more incentive to watch Dark.
Yeah.
Give Dark their own championship, and then when you move from Dark, I know they transfer. Not everyone moves from Dynamite to Dark and stuff like that. But if you're like the Dark champion, where you're like,
it's kind of like a TV title for Dark.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's if you're like someone who, for example, let's say Darius Carter or Matt Mikowski gets signed to Dark. And they're on Dark, and they win the Dark Championship. They wrestle a couple times, and you're like, okay, we like you there. Then you move up to Dynamite, and you have an opportunity to challenge a champion or something like that.
Because as it stands, I've only really watched Dark when somebody we've known has been on it. If I'm being honest.
I when it first came out, I used to watch because it was only an hour or less, so it was very digestible.
Yeah,
and AEW was hot; we didn't have as much to watch. So I was like, I watch it, but now it's like sometimes over 2 hours, so it's a lot. I put it on for background, especially on the Monday Elevation. So.
And Chio is absolutely right here
on it.
Yeah, Chio says that's how the Big Show got his name, TBS.
The Big Show, get it?
And that's also what these called Sports Center back in the day.
Yeah,
when Keith Olbermann and Dan Patrick were on it.
But yeah, what were you saying now? If you're kind of lost your train of thought there.
Mox and Kingston against the Young Bucks is our next match.
It should be pretty good. I want Mox and Kingston to win, but I don't think they will.
I don't think so, just because he's got to be going on paternity leave soon, right? Unless he's just going to work through it.
Yeah,
who knows? I mean, the Miz
he only has to do.
Yeah, it's one night a week. So
one night a week. So
and it's only one night a week for Seth Rollins, and he took some time off.
And sometimes it's one night every 2 weeks. So.
Yeah,
I mean, who knows?
Renee's podcast is pretty good now too.
I heard it's pretty good. Oral Sessions.
Bailey has been harassing her because she just made a cookbook.
Oh, right.
So now every time Bailey cooks something, she takes a photo of it and she tags her name, like, put me in your goddamn cookbook. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how I feel about the Young Bucks as a heel tag team. I think like they took the heel and then turned it to 11, and it's just not sticking. It's not sticking for me. Yeah, I do like the earrings and stuff though.
I don't mind it, but it's like too much flipping back and forth.
Yeah,
heel face. I don't like that flipping back and forth.
Yeah,
one or the other.
I like them as a tag team, but I don't know how I feel about them as full heel yet.
I'm okay, but then like they were building up to them versus Good Brothers, but then it's like
now they're on the same team.
Yeah, it's like okay.
Like the whole thing was like the Good Brothers are pushing them out and Kenny, and then like no, now we're here.
Yeah, so eventually it all has to implode at some point.
Yeah,
and then it's like, well, what do you do? I guess turn the Young Bucks face again, and then where does Kenny go? Kenny's move. Kenny has to lose the title and then become face again.
Yeah, it's an interesting move. I'm just kind of like torn.
New Japan and who knows.
Yeah.
So
all right. Main event.
2 matches left. For the women's title, we have Hikaru Shida against Dr. Britt Baker, DMD.
Is this the time?
If there has ever been a time to put that belt on Britt Baker, it is now.
Yeah. It is time to change the title.
She's ready. Hikaru's reigns a little stale.
She's been champion for over a year now.
Yeah. It's time to flip that title.
Yep.
Put on Britt Baker.
How long does she keep the title?
I would have it on her for at least 6 months.
Who takes it off her?
If you can get if you can get Thunder Rosa locked down on a permanent contract, I would have Thunder Rosa.
Statlander needs a little bit more building up first because she just came back
from injury. Yeah. But I think Baker. I really want to see Statlander win that title, but I think it's time for Britt Baker.
Down the road. Yes, it's
Britt Baker's time.
It's definitely time. I think she's one of the best women overall.
Yeah,
she cuts a great promo. Yeah. She's at.
And when you look at where she was to where she is now, like it's with Reba and Tony Schiavone,
she's the best, baby.
It's great. Put the
title
on her, let her run with it for a while.
Yeah. Like last year was all about her putting together as a character, and this year seems to be all about her putting it together in the ring, and she's hitting out of the park.
Can we just talk about this? Remember that time when Adam Cole was going to leave NXT and he didn't, right? And then we're all like, man, how awesome would Adam Cole be at AEW? And we're like, that's where he should go. He should just, because there's going to be no future for him in WWE soon.
I think there's no future right now.
They're not even using him.
Yeah, he's been on the shelf.
Imagine having Adam Cole in the roster and saying, "We got nothing for you, brother."
Fucking awful.
You and Ricochet go sit in the corner and enjoy the catering. Because I can't think of anything for you two to do.
Unbelievable.
Where's that Elias at? Put him out.
And Almas. Yeah. I like Almas, though. He's entertaining.
Yeah, but I mean,
but yeah.
Imagine having the people they have.
Man, I wanted him to leave. I wanted him to leave so bad.
If you could help them move boxes in the back.
Yeah, how about
that? And we're gonna have
Drew Gulak,
Dominic Mysterio,
not doing anything.
Yep.
Oh, so upsetting. You would like to see. Chio said I would personally like to see Swole with a title run.
I'm not a big Swole fan. I think we're all not Swole fans here.
I don't mind her. The only thing with Swole that kind of turned me off is when she was in the crowd, she was always trying to take over the show. Yeah, and I was like, come on, calm down.
I don't think she's a bad wrestler, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think there are better in AEW.
Yeah, I would definitely
Britt.
Britt needs to be the champion now. In my opinion, I think the next person in that line that should win it is Statlander.
And hey, let's talk about you didn't see it, but Serena Deeb had a hell of a match with Red Velvet on Dynamite.
What's the other one? Jade.
She's the blonde one.
I fucking love Jade.
Very new. I think that's somebody you could put Swole with and have Cargo learn some.
Jade was offered a full contract at WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Because her bodybuilding and how she's jacked, and she's like, "No, I'm good."
Mm-hmm. And then, she has a little bit, like you can see, she's very green yet, and maybe she shouldn't be on TV. But like
her facial expressions and the way she sells the match is fantastic.
There's something there, but like she needs a lot of work.
Yeah, I think if she keeps going through the motions and learning, she's gonna be. And Dustin's training her.
Yeah, Dustin's great.
Yeah, so I think she could be a world champion. Actually, what I'd like to see. Britt Baker win the championship, hold her for a couple months, not a full year, but a couple months. She loses it to Nyla.
Okay.
And Statlander beats Nyla for it.
Okay.
Because I think it's more. I think anytime Nyla has a title and you take it from a Nyla, I just think it means more. I think it's a bigger accomplishment because Nyla's just.
If Chris Statlander won from either one, I think it would be about equal.
Yeah. I still wouldn't rule Nyla. I'd like to still Nyla with the title.
They have Serena Deeb, and she's really good. Yeah. I mean, Red Velvet is very good too. So.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The women's division, for a division that we didn't like for a long, not that we didn't like, but we're like, man, it needs some help. It's starting to shape up a little bit.
Yeah,
it's
really
starting to come together.
Yeah, with and then you have a lot of girls on sitting on
Dark. Yeah,
not even on Dark, just it's sitting there in the wings. That could be.
What's that girl's name? She would have the Dragon Ball Z gear. She has one name. It's like Jana or something like that. Gemma.
Supposedly
She's
Tessa's in talks.
I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know.
That's the backstage rumors.
But the more time goes, then the better.
Yeah. I mean, when Charlotte's contract's up,
who knows?
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
I don't know her.
If Andrade's there,
and she's not liking the way she's being treated.
What's Ashley Flair doing in the Impact?
I know everybody was like, "Oh, she's going to go to NWA," but Mickie James could do a lot for.
They could. She could.
AEW. Like Mickie James can still go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's not like they say, "Oh, she's old." No, she
looks fantastic. Yeah. Nyla needs to be more of the bigger beast mode.
Yeah,
I agree. I fucking love.
I would just have her come through. I would have her on TV, rolling through some job girls for like 5 weeks and then getting title shot and then win the title.
Yeah.
But not from Britt. Later down the line.
Yeah.
Yeah. Britt is your star. Britt is the star of that division.
Yeah. I'd have Britt have that. When's their next Full Gear? What's the next big pay per view that's not? Because they have like what 6 pay per views a year, 4, 5?
4, I think. It'll probably be. Oh no, all out around like the summer.
Yeah, I would maybe have Britt. No, I'd have her keep it past All Out.
Yeah, Full Gear, Revolution. Yeah,
and now that you're working
next February,
you're working with Impact and you're working with NWA. You have a women's roster there you can pick from. You have Jordan Grace, you have Emma, you have she's not Emma, she's Tennille Dashwood. You have the women's division AEW can really. I mean, at any point in time can shape up.
Perazzo.
Like you can literally do the Double or Nothing Battle Royal with women now.
They should do one.
Yeah.
They did do one before.
Yeah,
or maybe on one of the specials.
Mercedes was
have a TT.
Mercedes Martinez was the and she's having a good run. And
what's she doing? Is she still on right now?
She's making a possible title, like going for a title.
No, she lost the title match.
Oh, did she?
She seems to be a baby face now, and she is going to be feuding with the Asian women. I don't know if it's going to be what was her name?
Xia Li.
I think it's the person. I think it was the other one that was sitting in the chair. I don't think they ever named her.
Oh, okay. I didn't get that far yet.
Because they did a match with Mercedes where she wins the match. The lights go out. You see like these these weird things on the screen, and then the lights come back on, and Mercedes has like a mark on her arm.
Yeah, Xia Li was like possessed. Or
there's like a weird grudge girl. Yeah. Before Nyla takes the title, she needs to have a feud with someone before they can really push her.
I agree.
Who's the first feud for Britt Baker?
You would think Thunder Rosa, because Thunder Rosa beat her in the lights out match.
Yeah, maybe Serena D, but then you got that NWA title involved, and they probably don't want to cross the 2 titles. Probably a lower one. Maybe
Rio, maybe. Yeah, Hikaru gets a rematch.
I'm trying to think of face girls.
Who's the other girl in NWA?
Ty Conti.
Yeah, Ty Conti. Yeah, there you go. She's future champ down the line, not now.
Who's the other girl in NWA that's really popular?
Camille,
yeah.
She can maybe jump up and be a feud.
I don't know. She might be.
Melina.
It just goes belly up. Because I know Tom Latimer's there, and she's with Tom Latimer.
Yeah.
And Tom Latimer's there.
And if you want Charlotte, yeah, you don't want Tom Latimer.
You don't hire Tom Latimer.
Yeah. It should be a lot of fun. I think it's time for Britt Baker though.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next match.
Main event time.
Main event time for the AEW World Championship in a 3-way match. Kenny Omega defending against Pac and Orange Cassidy.
Yes, it should be awesome.
Should be a very
Kenny
good
Omega.
Kenny Omega wins, but god damn, would it be awesome if Orange Cassidy won the World Championship?
Where is your mind?
A couple teases where he almost gets it, and then and then Kenny gets it.
Will Orange Cassidy ever be world champion of?
I would say no.
I don't think
you
so.
never know.
I do.
TNT champion, yes.
Yeah.
Tag team champion, yes.
Do you think he's over
6-man champion
to be the world champion?
I think he's the classic.
Yes.
Yeah, I think he's the classic. Oh, he doesn't need a belt.
Yeah, kind of like Piper.
But it would be cool if he was.
You never know, but I don't see it. I would love to see it, but I don't see it. But you never know.
It's
possible. It's not out of the realm of possibility.
He's so high, but he's also so high on the upswing of Kenny Omega. You know what I mean? It's just like fuck, what bad timing. You kind of would want like an Orange Cassidy to be at the peak, and then they'd be like, we kind of are in limbo who the champion can be, and then an Orange Cassidy can slide in.
I don't think they're ever in limbo. I think they have this plotted out. I think they've
got some good. They got some good people. I mean, you got Hangman, you got Miro.
Yeah.
I mean, there you go. There's the next 4 years if you want.
Mm-hmm.
I think they've known, like, we're going from Jericho to Moxley to Kenny to probably Hangman. I think they've had it planned out.
And you can always go back to Moxley.
And then Cody.
And you can always go back to Jericho. and give him a face run. Yeah, and then Cody.
I mean, I know the stipulations there, but
yeah, eventually that
pro wrestling.
Yeah.
I think the interesting thing with Jericho, and it probably won't be anything, is I think he's a guy where sometime next year his contract is up.
Who?
Jericho. Yeah.
I can see Jericho working his way into doing a even more of an open deal than
maybe. I mean, he has a really good. They asked him to be a VP. He said no because he just didn't want to do all that.
Yeah.
I mean, is Vince going to back up the Brinks truck? Because Vince has all the money you could possibly need.
Yeah.
And does Jericho care about that, or does he like having the creative freedom?
Yeah.
If there's anyone in pro wrestling who I think can work the ultimate deal, it would be a Chris Jericho right now, where he's like, Vince, I'll come on a Legends contract and I'll show up here and there, but I may also be in New Japan, or I may be on AEW, or I may show up at you know.
And that's a perfect segue, because I think we all think Kenny wins that match. That's a perfect segue to the news that WWE is talking with possibly a partnership with New Japan.
Which I said earlier before the podcast.
They have to.
I can't see WWE keeping that going and not pissing New Japan off.
Oh, they'll definitely ruin it, but I think they're gonna. They
can't take anyone from New Japan and not ruin them.
Yeah. It all depends on how much is this new president of the company, because right now it used to be all like Triple H is the number 2 guy behind Vince, or this guy, that guy.
Yeah.
It's Nick Khan, no relation, but Nick Khan is the very recently, within the last year or so, was named the president of WWE, the chief revenue officer of WWE.
Oh wow!
He has kind of taken over that number 2 spot in the company, and a lot of people think his fingerprints on some of these big moves they've done, where they did I think he was a big guy pushing the Peacock deal, or just selling the network, or the US rights to the network. They just very recently laid off about 70 people, not just Tom Phillips, like the announcer. That's when they got all the headlines. But they had 3 divisions. They had WWE Studios, which made the movies and things like that. They had WWE, I think they called it Advanced Media or New Media, which did all the stuff for YouTube and WWE.com and things like that. And then you had your standard production team. And they have just recently said we're putting all 3 of those departments together, and it's going to be headed by Kevin Dunn. And they had some redundancy, so they cut, I think it was about 70 jobs.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think with everyone playing ball with each other, WWE has to lax up a little bit. They have to.
Well, they know they actually have competition now, so they're just looking for.
Yeah, they can't
ignore it. AEW's, like I said, is not here to take over. They're not trying to shut off WWE.
Hey, why don't you check RO wrestling?
Yeah.
You know? If you're tired of that, or what?
I just being on social media and just seeing the toxic of just like, I'm gonna only commit myself to one style of wrestling. It's
who wins there? Nobody.
Exactly. Like right now is such an awesome time to be a pro wrestling fan. And if you don't want to watch the stuff on TV, there's plenty of stuff on the independent scene that'll just. I think Wild said it best when he's on the show. Is there's too much out there. Pick what you want to watch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's don't torture yourself to watch wrestling you don't care about.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Getting back to this, like I said to you earlier, and I'll say so people hear the podcast, like if they send someone to New Japan and they're great in New Japan, but then they come back to Raw, like let's say they send the Truth. That's what I said to Tony. And he has this awesome match in New Japan. And then he comes back to Raw and they're chasing him around for the 24/7 title and it's a joke. Then that makes no sense. And New Japan's not dumb. They're going to see that and be like, well, now he's a joke there. And we just try to make some of him. We don't want him again.
Yeah.
And if they send Sonata over and then they have Sonata have some goofy backstage segment where they're like eating cheese or something stupid, then they're like, we don't want that.
The only issue I would love WWE to work with New Japan, but I feel that there's so much connection already between AEW roster and New Japan that it's more of a hype if one of those guys show up over there because they've already had that crossover.
If Okada shows up on Dynamite, it means more than Okada on Raw.
Yeah, like
because Okada Raw, like, who's that Japanese guy?
Like Okada, like honestly, like John Cena comes out and he's like, I'm back. Yeah, and I open door, and then Okada comes out. Sure, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, but like WWE, it's kind of like a fart in church.
You're
like, oh, what's that?
By the way, that is the rumored possible SummerSlam main event.
Okada and John Cena?
No. John Cena and Roman Reigns.
Oh. You know what? I'm for it.
Yeah.
It's been long enough. Give us some John Cena. We haven't had him in a while.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna come back.
I would also watch John Cena Okada though.
Oh yeah. Just for this thing I saw it. I would rather see John Cena Tanahashi because they're kind of the same people.
Yeah, I would rather that too.
But either one of those matches, you guys, because you know both rosters, would love it.
Yeah.
But the casual WWE fan,
who's this guy and watching that?
you wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah.
But if I feel if that same match happens over in AEW, you know, it's Okada or Tanahashi versus Kenny Omega or Jon Moxley, people, that audience has already been open and their mind open to enjoy that style of wrestling. They would enjoy it more.
This is true.
And for WWE, I think what's really in it for them is they have been trying very, very, very hard for a few years now to get an inroad in Japan, and they really haven't been able to do it. Like they've tried. They've tried working with DDT. They've tried working with Big Japan, and now they're making a run at the big one. Like
do you think they're more interested in New Japan now that Ospreay is a champion?
No, no, I don't think that makes a difference to them.
No,
I think it's all about I think it's not all about, but I think it's primarily about the Japanese market for them more so than we're gonna have a middling guy from New Japan as a prominent guy on our show.
Yeah.
Like I think they would take some of the like young lions, like a Shota Umino or somebody like that, and put them on NXT. I think maybe since this has been going on for a little while, maybe this is why Kushida is the cruiserweight champion now. They're like, look, we can push your guys.
Yeah.
But I think it would be mainly an NXT thing.
That's
maybe like you have an attraction thing where maybe it's not Okada against Roman Reigns. Maybe you have somebody that can afford to lose to Okada. Maybe you have Okada come in and beat, like, because New Japan's not going to have Okada come out and get traded. Yeah, exactly. Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
He loses everybody.
New Japan is not going to let Okada come over there and get treated like shit.
Yeah. And any of the big stars, like if it'll be over. It'll just be, it's done.
Yeah, we're never doing that.
And then, you know, like I said, like Vince will look at Suzuki. He's too old.
We're gonna talk about Dark Side of the Ring a little bit here on the Patreon.
Okay, I was gonna say Will Ospreay hurt.
Yeah, Will Ospreay's hurt.
Vacate the title, and they didn't announce what's happening. Hopefully, Will Ospreay heals up and gets the wrestle.
Who do you think gets the title?
Shingo or Okada? Or they swerve ball and it's who knows? Yeah. I would like a Suzuki run. A lot of people want a Suzuki run, but
I have a suggestion.
Oh, or Kota Ibushi gets back in.
She also think about it. Working New Japan, they would have access to the Bullet Club and kind of a slap in the face. They would, AEW, because they have Finn Balor, and AJ,
and Adam Cole,
and Adam Cole. They can,
and then all the New Japan guys.
Here's I don't think this is going to happen, but here's an interesting name for a possible IWGP champion. Maybe it's a short run. Bryan Danielson.
Yes. How about it?
Bryan Danielson.
Put the belt on him.
That would be fucking sick.
What a coup.
How many? All right.
He can finally get his 5-star match.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah.
He can have as many as Lars Sullivan.
His first match in New Japan, 5 stars probably. Because it's not gonna be him versus
do you think he brings over like more of the American audience than Jericho did? Jericho Omega?
Equal, maybe a little less, because Jericho's a
little less. Jericho was more of a household name.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But I think that hardcore Bryan Danielson fans are already likely watching New Japan.
Yes,
because they like good wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Where you have some Jericho fans that are just more casual wrestling fans.
Yeah, what's that? I don't know what that Japanese thing is. You know, so
I still haven't. I still have to. That's the only rabbit hole I keep. I'm like,
if they say Dominion's main event is Bryan Danielson and Okada, are you in?
I'm in. Yeah.
Are you in at 4 a.m?
No,
I'm in at 4 a.m.
Yeah. I've never stayed up for it or gotten up early.
I keep dipping my toes in that Japan, and I not that I have anything against it. Yeah. I'm not saying it's bad. Like I said, it's just I am so brainwashed into have to watching it weekly to understand the story.
Yeah.
So then, like,
there's not a heavy story. It's I beat a guy, so I need to get my win back against, or this guy beat me, I need to get my win back.
Yeah, it's real simple. I'm better than you. Yeah. I want to beat you. You know,
it's not a soap opera.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is like, if I watch New
Japan, think of it as more like UFC.
Yeah. Okay. But you don't have to watch week to week.
All right. Yeah, that's where that's the only my only hurdle.
The commentators are very good at keeping up. Like so and so has this many wins.
But when I watch it, am I gonna get American commentators so I know what's going on?
Yeah. Almost all the shows have American commentators.
Yeah. Kevin Kelly. Usually, is it
Rocky Romero a lot of times? What's that guy?
Gino Gambino.
Yeah. Oh, what's the skinny guy?
Charlton.
Yeah, Chris Charlton.
Yeah.
I almost started watching when Barnett and Jim Ross were doing stuff because I was just like, I'd be interested to hear what.
Yeah, that was when they were on Access.
Yeah.
And before that, it was Morrow.
Yeah. Jay
White
White and Tomatani.
So Jay White and Gorilla Destiny
are
never
money. Big Gorilla Destiny. I would rather.
And I'd love to see Tomatani go batshit crazy in WB.
Jay White's very good.
It would be fun to the whole head of the table and the Tonga show up.
Yeah. I'd say Roman, they show up and they look like they're going to fight, and then Roman and the Girls' Destiny beat up the Usos.
The Usos.
Yeah,
and then the Usos go and recruit The Rock.
There you go.
Now you have that match.
That 6-man tag. Yeah.
I'm not giving that up, are you?
Yeah.
Not giving up. The Rock and Roman will square off, and Roman's going to beat him.
Maybe eventually. One day.
Maybe WrestleMania at some point.
The Rock has to pass that torch to Roman.
The clock's ticking. The Rock's almost 50.
Yeah.
Yeah, that torch. The Rock. If you want Roman to be, and Roman on paper has done really legendary shit in WWE. He's beaten Taker. He's beaten Lesnar.
Oh, WWF would love to do it. WWE would love to do it. It's up to The Rock. The Rock hasn't wrestled in almost 10 years. The last time he did, he got hurt. It cost him millions of dollars. It's up to The Rock.
Yeah. If The Rock wants to make time for it, he will. If not,
he has to pass that torch.
Yeah.
It has to happen.
It's like Steve Austin. Like everybody, the Austin and Lesnar, they did that whole tease. It's like
Austin Punk.
Austin just doesn't want to wrestle anymore. He doesn't want to wrestle. You can't make him.
Well, I'm gonna make The Rock.
Okay.
Rock,
if
you're listening, you better do it. Go in there and pass that torch. I don't know. I'm not letting it go. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen eventually. It's probably not gonna happen.
No,
there's a chance, but I would say no.
We're gonna wrap up here. Gio, definitely shoot me a message and tell me what Fridays work for you, or we'll figure something out. If you have a webcam set up, we'll get it going. I definitely. Anytime we're doing the show, if you're interested in the message, let me know. I'll even add you to our group. We have a little chat room where we always talk and put ideas for shows. If you ever want to join us, man, you're more than welcome to come on via cam and talk to us. We'd love to have you. Thank you for hanging out. If you guys did watch and you shared, please thank you so much for doing that. The only way we grow right now is word of mouth, because I am not paying for an algorithm. It's just not happening. I'm just not doing it.
No.
Let's go around the room here. Brian, what are you wearing tonight?
Cactus Jack. Bang,
bang.
bang.
The Cactus Jack. What are you wearing tonight?
I have the Ultimate Warrior shirt that I bought at there was a flea market, and the guy had a wrestling store. It's not there anymore, and he had $5 t-shirts, and I found this Ultimate Warrior one. I know he was a cool character. The human being of Ultimate Warrior, probably not so cool.
Yeah, the actual.
But watch the Dark Side of the Ring and the A&D one.
We're gonna talk Dark Side of the Ring here on the Patreon. Won't release right away, but we will talk about it a little bit there.
Yeah, we'll just do a short one.
Yeah. And I'm wearing the brand new Dark Side of the Ring Brian Pillman shirt.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Very nice.
I love this fucking shirt. And then I got my Pro Wrestling Crate, which we're gonna do an unboxing. Actually, we'll probably do the unboxing for the Pro Wrestling Crate and then jump into Patreon.
Okay.
So we'll come back live in like 5 minutes here and do the Chio's wearing his birthday suit. He's chatting to us in the nude.
Yeah.
That's an image. That's a nice image right there. But let's go around. You already plugged some of the shows you're a part of.
The show.
Your merch page.
Actually, message me directly if you want a shirt. We have 2 X-Men shirts, and then we have Star Wars shirts, and it will be $25 total, and it's much cheaper.
Why don't you make your announcement for your shirt?
Oh, I will have a shirt at Hamburg Fieldhouse, and it will be $20, and it will be purple and green. Well, purple one or green one?
You can save me one of each, extra large.
Yeah, there we go. I will only have 30 because I'm not a nut. I'm gonna buy 100, and they're all gonna sell. Let's just get 30 and see how they do.
You're gonna sell.
I'll get more. I hope so.
You're gonna sell all fucking.
It's gonna be a AH logo on the back, so it's gonna be pretty sweet. I already made it. So it's
art by Tori.
Yes, art by Tori. Yeah, I'm Mia Spawn. So
yeah,
so it's a little filter thingy on it, so it's cool.
It's all right. So you heard it here first. If you want, and Andy, you haven't done a solo T-shirt
many years. Yeah,
many
years. If you want, I have some old ones, random sizes. You can have them for free.
Yeah, bring them along.
Yep,
we'll hand them out. I do have one of the old ones.
Yeah, I gave you. I have maybe less than 10.
Yeah, we'll bring them.
Yeah,
you just
they're random sizes if you want me to just have.
Yeah. So you heard it here first. You want a brand new Andy Header shirt. First time forever.
Yes.
You can get at the Hamburg Fieldhouse. Come to our table and get your own Andy Header shirt.
$20.
We won't have any shirts. If you want shirts, you can go to our merch page and buy one. If you come to the table wearing a merch shirt,
stickers, right?
I'll get stickers made. I actually have. I'm in talks for some new stickers.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be the logo, but I think I'm gonna add a little something to it.
We just have that.
It's gonna be that, but it's gonna say on the very bottom. It's gonna say follow us on social media, and it's gonna have just the logos like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Because I think of people when I was traveling, I would just see a logo, like a slap on, and I'm like, is that a podcast? Is that a brewery? What is that sticker? But if it just says IWEP Network and you see Spotify, Facebook, you're like, let me look that up real quick. Yeah. So I'm just taking the same logo, but it's gonna a slap on sticker where people can tag or throw them around.
At least this logo says podcast.
Yeah, but I'm gonna put the social media.
Yeah, it's a good call.
No, I have hybrids buttons bottom yet, so we can give buttons away.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some stickers and some buttons.
And we do have a plug in the chat, chio247.com, or just Google Chio Valentine.
There we go.
There it is. I love it, Chio. Like I said, go check out Chio's podcast, and we'll have Chio on very, very soon to tell his story. Brian, you could plug your stuff again, brother?
Yeah, projecthumanoid.com. You can find everything about Murder My Dude, about Pedantic there. We have t-shirts available, Murder My Dude merch, Pedantic merch. The 50% badass, 50% little teapot shirt is available, of course.
I own it.
Yeah. One of a kind at this point. But
I'm all the only one who bought it.
I believe so. I believe that's the only one of those that we've sold. There's mugs. There's a little bit of everything there. Projecthumanoid.com.
Hopefully spring add some new merch soon, because I'm looking to get some cool new stuff. But we do have 2 merch pages. We have Teespring and we have TeePublic. You can go to either one and get some fun stuff, t-shirts, hoodies. If you do get it, send us a picture inside with you wearing it or not wearing it, whatever you want to do. Get creative. Some of the stuff we'll put on Patreon if it's not appropriate for social media. We'll figure it out. But thank you guys so much for the support, and keep sharing us, letting people know. Word of mouth is huge. We love you so much. We look forward to seeing you at all these up and coming shows, at the Hamburg Fieldhouse, at PPW, at all these great shows coming up. We'll definitely try to make our point to be at either one of them. Also, if you see Andy out in the wild, go show him some love too. Mm-hmm. Set up a cafe press page. Is that kind of like
old school one? That was before TeePublic or anything like that. Cafe press is like the OG of the print on demand.
Do they have? Does it still work?
I have no idea. I haven't used Cafe Press in 15 years.
If it has merch that I can't get anywhere else.
Cities?
Yeah, if there's stuff there like can't get the other two, I'll check it out. But that'll do it for Tornado Tag Podcast.
Episode 100.
Episode 100.
Yes.
So what a great night. And I'm glad Chio hung out here for the episode 100. That's pretty fun. But here's some Billy Trey, and we'll get out of here and see you guys soon. We'll be live again. Give us like 5-10 minutes. I have to change my camera so I can hold stuff up and it zooms in. But we'll be back live here in like 5-10 minutes, and we're going to do our unboxing.
That's the closest you're going to get.
Is that the video game?
No, that happened on Dynamite.
Oh, he's just holding the title?
Yeah.
Oh, and the Dynamite was Orange holding the title. But we're gonna wrap up here, come back, do the unboxing. I think I have 2 unboxings to do, 2 wrestling ones, Pro Wrestling Loot and Pro Wrestling Crate. So like I said, give us a couple minutes, we'll be back. If you're listening to this audio, head over to our Facebook or our YouTube page. YouTube just broke 500, so we're about halfway at our mark for 1,000. So if you are listening, please go over and just give us a subscribe over on YouTube, or like if you could share the page and say, hey, give these guys a follow, it'd be great. The community page is just hit 700 or 800, so we're growing that. Use the community page as you want. If you're a wrestling podcast, wrestling person, wrestling personality, use that to share your stuff. We love supporting other people. But that'll do it for Tornado Tag Podcast 100. We are out of here. See you later.